Were these phones eventually sent off for DNA swabs?
Yes.
And without discussing the results, do you know if you guys were able to receive any results on these phones?
I wouldn't know, sir.
Okay. Who was the lead detective in this case?
The lead was Raimundo Garcia.
Okay. Did you do any other work that day in advance or as part of this homicide, this double homicide?
No, on that day we finished there.
Okay.
Oh, I did.
Did you do any other? Did you have any other duties or responsibilities as part of this case?
Just assisted with the evidence and assist Ray with the investigation through the process.
Okay. I pass the witness.
I don't have any questions of this witness, Your Honor.
Sergeant, thank you.
Sir, thank you.
You may step down, you may go about your business.
Am I dismissed?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. We're on our mic back. I'm sorry, what? Was I just kind of started, so if you can keep on going, it'll be better.
Stay
Oh,
close.
there's another going.
You want to ask?
Are y'all good? A little bit more, right? Yeah, okay.
Stay close, Angelica Camacho.
Angelica Camacho?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Have you been sworn in already?
Yes.
Good. Have a seat over here.
Yes, sir.
Take a seat, pull your chair up to the mic, and we'll get started.
Your Honor, may I proceed?
You may.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ms. Camacho, will you please state your full name?
Yes, Angelica Camacho.
Will you get a little closer to the speak, the microphone? Yes. Okay. And I'm sorry, you said your full name was?
Angelica Camacho.
And Ms. Camacho, how is it that you're employed?
I am currently a criminal justice teacher for a local school.
Okay. And back in 2018, April of 2018, were you employed with the Laredo Police Department?
Yes.
Hey everyone, I just want to take a second.
What were
Stargaze
your
your mom,
duties at
thank
that
you,
time?
Boston.
I was
Hey,
a patrol officer,
Amanda.
so I would respond to
Fireside.
emergency
Good to see
or
you. Tina Marie,
non-emergency
thank you for
calls.
being here. Creative Witch.
To protect and serve the city of Laredo.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Are you a licensed police officer?
Yes.
Like I said in my comment, I will go later
Correct.
live later tonight also to go over this trial from the beginning. So thank you for everybody being
Yes, I do.
here. Let's have a listen.
To Father McEnroe?
Yes.
Okay. What area, what do you call it, beat, or what area do you normally, or did you normally patrol at that time?
So at the time, I would patrol what we call Beat 14. And that's basically all of Mines Road. Anything from the overpass all the way to the city limits. So it could be Max Golf Course or mile marker 18.
Okay. And back in 2018, how long had you been a patrol officer?
I was a few months shy from 3 years.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Fine.
Also, sorry if I don't talk very much, you guys. This is live right now, so I just really don't want to miss anything. Gina, hi, honey. Mitten, Mama, my girl. Leo, good to see you. And Ducky, how are you, honey? How are you, honey?
Back when 2018,
Mom of
you had been a
Gladiator,
patrol
good to
for
see
about
you.
3
Welcome,
years?
welcome.
Yes, I was a few months shy of being there for 3 years.
Okay. And so what shift were you working that day, if you recall?
Yes, that day I was working the morning shift, which was from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Do you recall when you first went out to Father McNival?
Yes, it was right after an assault call that I had been dispatched to. Once I finished with that call, since it was in my area that I was patrolling, I made it out there.
Okay. And so had you been there? Now, I think you had mentioned, or I'm just going to ask you, how many times did you go to Father McNival that day?
Twice.
Okay. And so let's start in the morning.
Okay.
What time did you get there? What was the first time that you went to Father McNival?
The first time was around 8:50ish.
Okay.
It was a very slow morning, so I went to Father McNival Park that morning just to kind of see what was going on there. So I proceeded to go down Father McNival, and I turned right, and I went all the way down to the roundabout, and I parked there.
Just a moment. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to be showing you what has been admitted to evidence of State's Exhibit 97-1.
Thank you so much, Gone Girl. I appreciate it. I can't play the jingle right now because I just don't want to miss what's on the screen here right now. But thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. While it's quiet for a moment, this is a Texas trial of a Border Patrol agent who has who slayed his girlfriend. He also had a wife, I believe, and their 20-month-old son. So let's keep listening.
And then approach to Elmo, thank you. You can go and turn it on now whenever you're ready.
So now I want you to show the jury the area that you're talking about when you said you did the little roundabout.
Okay. So I came in the park,
What street is that?
Zebu?
Zebu, okay, since you went in that area.
Yes, correct. I drove down.
Hold on
Right.
just a moment, let me adjust this for a
Mhm.
second. There you go. I think that's better. Okay.
So I drove down that street, I made a right, and I went all the way down to the roundabout and parked right there.
Okay. And what activity did you see at that time?
So at that time, I had seen a worker for Laredo was picking up trash by the playground.
Okay, show us where on this.
So the playground is right here,
Okay.
and he was somewhere near it picking up trash.
Okay. And then?
And then I noticed the far south that there was a lady pushing a stroller.
Okay. And you mentioned that, what time was it around, was this?
I got there around 9:50ish or 8:50ish.
Okay. And then what other activity was going on at that moment?
So as I stayed there for a little while, I then saw that customs agents started arriving. They started arriving, and then they were training their canines on the small little T-ball
Okay.
fields.
Okay. And so that was the first time you went there?
Correct.
Okay. And the second time that you went back, you mentioned, what time was that?
This at 1:00 p.m. in the afternoon.
And this was after you had answered a service call?
Correct, an assault call.
Okay. And where did you go the second time that you went to Father McNival?
So the second time, I parked at Bristol.
Let me just make sure that we can see this.
Mhm.
Okay.
I parked at Bristol, and it was Riverbank. Because there was so much police presence already there,
Okay.
I didn't find any parking obviously close to where the gate was.
Okay. And so how many blocks away from the actual entrance of Father McNival, more or less?
3.
3 blocks?
Correct.
And that was because there was lots of police officer cars?
Correct.
Okay. And so when you approached the Father McNival, which entrance was it?
At the dead end of Bristol,
Okay.
there's a gate that was open, and that's where officers were coming in and out.
And which was your walkway? How did you walk over to the area once you got to Father McNival?
So I just basically started following officers that were going to the scene. So this is Bristol, and I went through the gate, and then it started like a little trail area. I walked to westbound and then kind of curved south and ended up here at this island.
Okay. And for now, you can go ahead and go take a seat.
Okay.
When you got to this little island area, now let me ask you before we get there, that day were you in full uniform?
Yes, I was.
And as part of your uniform, what equipment do you carry with you?
So we have our weapon, handcuffs, we have extra magazines, less lethal weapons like a baton, add gloves, and that's about it.
How do you communicate with other officers?
Through our radio.
Okay. Did you have a radio on that day?
Yes,
Okay. Where did you have it on?
I had it over my shoulder right here.
Okay. And when you arrived at this little area, now I'm going to show you what has previously been introduced, States Exhibit 150. Is this the area that you said that you went to?
Yes.
Is it better with the light or without the light? Can you see it better with or without?
Without.
So, where, is this what it appeared to you? Or this is the little area that you said you went to?
Correct, the small little island.
And now, this is States Exhibit 150, the small little island. What is in this little area of the small little island?
When I got there?
Yes, what did you see?
So when I got there, I approached my sergeant at the time, who was Sergeant Guerrero, my lieutenant, and Sergeant Colchado. So I approached my sergeant and I told him, "Hey, Sarge, what's going on? Like, fill me in since I just got here." And he told me, "Oh, it looks like there has been a murder." And I said, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah." He was like, "It's a female victim and a baby that's about 1.5 years." And I told him, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll take the case then, since it's my area, right? I'm in charge of that area. Like, I'll take the call." And he was like, and then my lieutenant said, "No." He's like, "Call Officer Martinez because he has a rookie and let them be primary on the call." And I
Okay.
said, "Okay." So then at the time, my sergeant was like, "Well, do you want to go see the bodies?" And well, to me, since I wasn't going to be primary, I told him, "No, it's okay."
Okay, now, let me go ahead and ask the next question. So, you found out that you weren't going to be the primary.
Correct.
So, did you remain in this little area? You were not close to the bodies then?
No.
You were just maybe on this,
Yes, correct.
behind, you see these 2 units there? Did it look like that day?
Yes.
Okay. And so were you closer to this back area of this little island where the units were? Or were you on this side of the area?
Correct. I was on that side.
Okay, so on the little road that was furthest from the river, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so what did you do next?
So after my sergeant asked me if I wanted to go see the bodies, I had told him no. I just felt like it was gonna hit me hard because I had just had a child 4 months prior.
Okay.
So I told him, "No, that's okay." We stayed there talking, and then across from me, about 15 feet, I could see a Border Patrol pickup truck and a Border Patrol standing next to it. As my sergeant and I continued talking,
Hold on, let me ask you. Was this the only Border Patrol that was there, or were there other Border Patrol agents?
I don't recall, I just remember seeing the Border Patrol pickup truck and one Border Patrol standing next to it.
Okay.
As we're standing there, I see a Border Patrol approach my sergeant and I, and he starts talking about how he's the one who found her, talking about the female victim. And he says, yeah, I also found a shoe in the brush, but I didn't think anything of it, so I just threw it back in the brush. And he said, you know, we get a lot of people who are always walking out here, so I didn't think much of it.
Okay. And did you, did your, the Sergeant Guerrero, was the Sergeant Guerrero?
Correct, at the time, he was a sergeant.
And did Sergeant Guerrero think anything of his comment?
Yeah, so after the Border Patrol stated that, my sergeant then stated, yeah, well, agreeing to him, right? Like, you guys work out in the brush, you guys are bound to find, you know, just random things. So as they were talking, I kind of glanced over at the Border Patrol who was talking. I didn't know him at the time, obviously. When he was talking, I clearly remember him with a distinctive accent and tattoos on his arms. He was basically standing right next to me, so it was his left arm that had tattoos with red ink. That's what I remember.
Okay. And
I also looked at his name tag and it said R. Burgos.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 10. Oops. Is this the name tag that you're referring to?
Correct.
And so this was the Border Patrol agent that approached you?
Correct.
Was he saying these in response to a question, or he just was volunteering this information?
Yeah, he just voluntarily started stating everything he said.
And did you stay in that area?
No.
Okay, so I will ask if the witness can approach this area.
Do
the map.
mic again?
I'm now going to show you the map, which is 97.1. So, how do I make it smaller? Lisa? Oh, no, it's not there. Okay, thank you. So can you find the location that where we were talking about just a second ago, where you were, and I'll ask you to use my pen to show me where you were when you first got there, the little island that you were referring to.
Right here.
Okay. And then, which way did you go? Where was it that you were going from this area?
So when my sergeant told me that I wasn't going to be primary on the call, he told me to go find Officer Martinez and his rookie so that they could make it back to the actual crime scene since they were going to be primary. So I told him, okay, well then let me go see if any other officer needs help. You know, I didn't know how far the crime scene was, so I just started walking. I just started walking from the island here. I started walking northbound. So I was here, and then I came to like this dip area. And so I started walking there, and it led me to this big open, I guess it was like a soccer field. I walked all across the open field and made it to the dead end of Lorry Road and Allen.
Okay, so you walked through the soccer field?
Correct.
Okay. And then where exactly were you here on
Right here.
the Lowry entrance?
Yeah, it's kind of like a little cul-de-sac
Mhm.
at the very end. So when I get there, I see Officer Martinez and his rookie, and CSI Villarreal and Frank Lopez.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you, I believe that's it, because I'm going to now show you some images from there. So I think you can take your seat. Thank you. Now, Ms. Camacho, when you said it was like a little cul-de-sac, let me just, because both of these, this is States Exhibit 174. Do you remember seeing this red container in a Connex box?
No, I don't recall.
Okay, do you remember, okay, so is this the soccer field you were referring to?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to use this as a point of reference because it's in here as well. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, and so you cross this soccer field, and this is the area that you went through. This is States Exhibit 174. Is this the area that you went to?
Correct.
Okay. Were you securing, or did you go to this area? Do you recognize what's States Exhibit 274?
The gate, I don't recall. It was probably open.
Okay, but was this the area that you were in, or you were further into? You were further.
I was further down the cul-de-sac, literally where it's like going around.
Right here?
No, at the dead end of Lorry Road and
Right here?
Allen. Correct.
So
Right where the blue line ends, that's where I was at.
Okay, okay, so then this is where you were.
Correct.
And when you arrived there, was anybody securing that scene?
Yes, so Officer Martinez was there with his rookie, and like I mentioned earlier, CSI Villarreal and CSI Frank Lopez were there. I believe they were starting to film because I heard them trying to look for stroller marks on the floor. That was the first time I ever learned that there was a stroller involved.
Okay,
So Officer Martinez and his rookie took off to where Sergeant Guerrero was, back at the crime scene, and then I stayed there while they started filming, and they made their way to the crime scene.
okay. And so while you were there securing the Lowry scene, right, the Lowry entrance,
Correct.
okay, how were you securing it? Did you have a unit or you were standing there?
No, I was standing there by myself.
Okay, and at first it was Villarreal and you said
CSI Frank Lopez.
Lopez. They were there for a while and then they moved on because they were filming stuff.
Correct.
Okay. Did you come in contact with anybody?
Yes. While I was securing the scene, I did notice a Border Patrol agent in full uniform approaching me from the soccer field, the big open area.
Okay. And did you recognize this individual?
So as he started getting closer, I did recognize that he was the same Border Patrol agent who I had spoke with earlier that day. As he starts approaching me, he asked me if I know if the cameras have arrived there.
Okay.
And I told him, actually, yeah, but they're parked by Bristol, so you have nothing to worry about. And I proceeded by saying, man, that's crazy. Like, talking about everything that had happened that day. And he goes, I know, right? He's like, I'm the one who found her. I was heading back to the office because they had called me to go back in. And he's like, me and my partner had came across the female first. So I go up to her and I shake her and he does this.
Okay.
And he's like, I kind of turn her over to see if she's alive, and I noticed that she's not, so that's when I called it in. And I was like, oh man, that's crazy.
And was this in response to you asking any questions, or he was offering this information?
Yeah, he just started stating that information because all I had said was, man, that's crazy, talking about, obviously I'm thinking about the conversation that we had earlier, but I'm not sure if he remembers that conversation, the second conversation.
Okay. And how did that conversation end?
So he then asked, is there like did y'all find the female's or the victim's vehicle? And I was like, yeah, actually we did. I go, it's parked at Father Magnable.
How did you know this?
Because I had heard information coming in through the radio. So that's how I knew the information then.
Now, he was not a Laredo Police Department officer.
No, he was a Border Patrol agent.
And why did you feel comfortable or
Because, I mean, he was
advising him about the vehicle being found?
correct. I confided in him because he was a federal agent, you know. You're standing in front of this man who's in Border Patrol and you're thinking, hey, we're on the same side. You know, we're law enforcement officers.
Okay.
So I confided in him and I gave him that information.
Okay.
And while we were talking, I did notice that he was kind of like scanning the area, like kind of looking around. I don't know if he was looking for something or I don't know.
Okay, I just have to pause there for a second. Can you imagine? Like, he pretended that he was the one that found the body, and acting all innocent. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I'm not going to talk for long because this is live, so I don't want to I don't want to get too far behind. This is crazy.
I just didn't notice that.
Okay. And what did he do after you mentioned that they had found the vehicle, a vehicle?
Mm-hmm. Nothing. He just kind of stated how the whole thing was crazy, and then he just started walking off.
Okay. Which direction was he walking towards?
Northbound towards where the vehicle was found.
Okay. What, if anything, happened after that?
So once he walked off, I did hear somebody on the radio go tell another officer to make it to Channel 3. So, I mean, I was standing there by myself, and I was like, oh, but let me just turn to Channel 3 and see what's going on, right? So when I make it to Channel 3, that's when I hear an investigator say, like, hey, does anybody have visual of Anthony Burgos? He was supposed to be meeting his ex-girlfriend there, baby mama there. And so when I heard that, I was like, Anthony Burgos? And then I remember thinking, like, R. Burgos? I spoke to an R. Burgos. And then I just hear Rabbit come on the radio and was like, hey, that's the guy.
Hold on. Who's Rabbit?
Investigator Raimundo Garcia.
Okay. And so what did Investigator Garcia say?
So he said, hey, that's the guy who found the girl who called it in. Mm-hmm. So at that time, my heart dropped and I was like, what the, right?
So
I was shocked.
Okay. Did that cause you to do anything?
Yeah, so after I heard that, I went on when I was like 10-4, like he was just here. He's walking towards the park where the vehicle is parked.
And so after you made that radio transmission, did anybody get close to? Did you have any contact with anybody else, or did you remain there at the Lowry entrance securing it?
Yeah, I remained there, and then I remember internal affairs from Border Patrol passing by and just basically telling me not to let anybody else in and out, and if they have a problem with it, to give her a call.
Okay, but this was time-wise.
Already
how
after.
much time had passed before you had another agent advise you to not allow anyone in?
A while, I believe it was over an hour, I want to say.
I pass the witness round.
Good afternoon, Ms. Camacho.
Good afternoon.
Ms. Camacho, you stated that you saw a woman walking and pushing a stroller at Father Magnabo Park at 9:56 a.m., correct?
Correct.
What area of the park did you see this woman in?
What was that?
In what area of the park did you see her?
Where I was parked, it was further south.
And can you tell us the approximate distance from the area where she was walking to the crime scene?
No.
Would you be able to point it out on this map?
Where I saw her?
Yeah.
Sure.
May she step down, Your Honor?
Sure, go ahead.
Do I take the mic?
If you think you'll need it, just make sure you
say it loud.
Commander, this is actually the first day that I have covered it. I just came across it yesterday, so time changes are a little bit different, so I might not catch these from the beginning, but I'm going to try and cover it every day.
It was parked way over here. I don't know if you can see it.
She'll figure it out. Back check.
I was parked here at the roundabout, and I saw her walking somewhere here. No, southbound after the park. So it was around right here on this side.
And can you point to the area of the crime scene from there?
The crime scene where she was found.
Yes.
I don't know the location since I didn't go see the bodies.
You never went to that location?
I was only at the roundabout, like the little island, and that was not where the bodies were.
Okay, from the little island where you were, what is the approximate distance to the area that she was walking on, if you can tell us?
I'm not sure what you're asking. Can you repeat that?
Yes, from where she was walking to
Okay.
the area that you visited, what is the approximate distance, if you can?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't be able to answer that.
Do you recall how long it took you to walk from the closest point to the crime scene that you got back to the soccer fields where the vehicles were parked?
I never made it to where the vehicle was parked.
Oh, you never got there?
No, I stayed at the dead end of Lorry Road and Island Drive.
Okay. All right, that's all I have, Your Honor.
Any other questions?
No, no.
Okay. You can step down now. You can go about your business. You're released from the subpoena. Thank you. Okay. Probably time for, we really could push another 30 minutes, but I don't know how the other witnesses are going to go, and I hate to interrupt it. So let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, so I have just paused it for a moment. I am also watching this on my TV, so when they come back, I will be able to get back right onto it. So, first of all, how's everybody doing today? Please have a look at my avatar. This is the mom and baby that lost their life to this creep. So, yeah, remember their faces, you guys. Remember their faces. Look at mom. She's so beautiful. And that little baby. My goodness. So, yes, my avatar are the victims in this trial that we're watching. It's horrible. I didn't know about this case. Thanks for covering it. You're welcome. Absolutely, Ducky. It's kind of crazy. I was reading about it last night, and I thought that I would cover it because I know it's still live on Court TV. So, yeah, definitely. It's kind of crazy. So, he lured her to the park. Let me, while we're on our little break here, let me bring this up and see if we can go over this just a little bit. and read some about it because it is day 3 in this trial. So, and like I said, tonight I am gonna go over like just the opening statements, and we'll have a look at a little bit of like day 1 and day 2, and catch ourselves up on this trial because I am not fully caught up myself. So, so. Okay, now I'm really bad at names as well, so I hope that I say this guy's name right. Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles. I hope that's right. I mean, I don't really care if it's right or not, but whatever. Okay, so here he is. Here is Ronald Anthony. Oh, sorry, you guys aren't even watching it. What the heck happened? I thought it was on screen. Hang on a second. Here I am talking. And you guys are like, okay, share. Okay, it's not sharing. I don't know why. Hang on a second. What the heck's going on? Just give me a second, you guys. I am trying to bring it up from Court TV, so it's just an article. I don't know why it's not popping up. But we will do it this way instead. See if we can find it from a different source. That's also Court TV. Okay, let's try from here instead. And see if we can just read a little bit about this, because it is pretty crazy, I say. I tell you. Okay, I have so many windows open now. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know why it's not sharing. So let me try from this one. Share that one. Okay, this one. Oh, it's the wrong. Damn it. Sorry, guys. I just brought up the wrong screen. So. Okay. Here we go. Okay, now we got it. Alrighty. Okay, so Border Patrol agent is accused of killing his son as ex-lover stands trial in Texas. So yeah, this gentleman was married, and he also had this girlfriend on the side, and he was served with child support payments, papers. So, let's see, that didn't work to maximize. I don't know why some screens stay small, but anyways. He was served, I think it was the day before, he was served papers for child support. So the Webb County Prosecutor's Office believes that 28-year-old Grizelda Hernandez and her 20 months old, you guys, Dominic Alexander Hernandez lost their lives over child support. Ronald Burgos-Aviles, 33, was charged with 2 counts of capital murder and faces the death penalty if convicted. So, yeah, I mean, this is just unbelievable. I can't, it's so unfathomable to think that people would do something like this, you know? It's just crazy. The defendant stands accused of killing... I have to stop saying those words. Michelle, stop it. The defendant stands accused of murdering his son and ex-girlfriend in Father McNabo Park in Laredo, Texas on April 9th, 2018, and then calling 911. Okay, so this was 2 years ago, and he's finally facing trial. Thank God for that. See, these are little details that I'm not like privy up to yet. So I hope tonight that we'll be able to catch up on everything and know, exactly where we're going. Okay, so it says authorities reported visible signs of violence on the deceased, and after discovering the nature of the defendant's relationship with the victims, he was arrested that same day. Which is crazy, right? I mean, I just don't. It's like unfathomable to think that these people can do stuff like this. This is a 20-month-old baby. I mean, it's bad enough to do it to, somebody who's, a grown-up person or whatever, I guess, but for a child? Oh, God, seriously. The accused allegedly asked Hernandez to meet him at the park with their son after she served him with child support documents. So he set them up. This was planned and set up. This wasn't something that just happened all of a sudden, He lost his temper and freaked out or something. No, this was a planned thing. So, yeah. Hey, Lurker, good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. Sorry, but I heard microwave buttons. Yeah, that was my husband. He just got up out of bed. He was heating up his coffee from yesterday, or from this morning, I guess, from Tim Hortons. So, sorry about microwave buttons, and I had to share something I learned. On most of them, you can hold down the 2 until it beeps and the sound stops. Nah, that's good. Awesome. I'll try that. Evil runs rampant. Yeah, it sure does. It sure does, Ducky. My gosh. Okay, so it says here child support documents. Okay. Days prior, Hernandez also reportedly told the defendant that their son was ill and having difficulty walking, to which Burgos-Aviles responded that he wanted to see Dominic before she took him to a doctor. Oh my goodness. According to Hernandez's family, the relationship between the victim and the defendant began, I'm just going to call him Ronald. Is that his first name, Ronald? I can't remember. That Ronald, let me just screw up here for just a minute. Is that? Ronald. Okay, his name's Ronald. I'm just going to call him Ronald. So, okay, the relationship between the victim and defendant began while Ronald was living with another woman who he had children with. So this guy's a creep all fucking around, seriously. Ronald is a 9-year veteran of the Laredo Border Patrol, which is so crazy, right? I mean, I didn't really cover, but I made a video not that long ago about another Border Patrol agent who was murmuring women around, I think it was 5 women. So, yeah, I mean, gosh. Insane craziness. So they're still not back yet. I'm watching Court TV on my TV, so as soon as they're back in, I don't think they're going to be too much longer. Although this is in Texas. Is anybody in Texas? Is Texas like Pacific time? I'm not sure. So, I mean, it could be close to the end of the day for them. But they just say they were just taking a break. So, hopefully they will be back with some interesting stuff. So let me see if I can find something else here. I don't really want to go over like day 1 and 2 quite yet, because I'm going to be doing that tonight. And I hope I see you guys all there to kind of catch up on this. Yeah. Okay, here is an article that says Ronald. Let's bring up this one. If it'll quit loading. Okay, come on. Come on. Okay, let's bring up this little article, and we'll read a little bit more about this here. I like reading different articles from different places because they all have a different perspective or different information that maybe other places don't have. So I keep putting this over the chat though. Let me move this over to the other side so I can see the chat. Yeah, I will probably cut your replay if it's late. Mama Gladiator, I'm going to try to be on here by 5:30, which is 8:30 Eastern. So I'm going to try to get on here earlier. I've been trying to do earlier lives so that my East Coast people can catch me. So, but if we don't see you, thank you very much for catching the replay. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that you're here. Excuse me. Okay, this says Ronald, accused of driving erratically, contaminating the crime scene after deaths of his lover and his son. The second, okay, this talks a little bit about the second day. The second day of trial for former supervisory Border Patrol agent Ronald continued on Tuesday with testimony from witnesses by the prosecution in the 49th court before Judge Joe A. Lopez. Ronald is accused of killing his lover Grizelda Hernandez, 27, and their baby Dominic Alexander 1 in April 2018. So he's been sneaky for a while because I heard that like his wife didn't know about Grizelda and their child. Crazy. District Attorney Isidro Chilo Alanis began the questioning by asking how the witnesses knew the victim. Flores said they had gone to school together since middle school and throughout high school. She said that they reconnected in 2014 through social media, and that in 2015 Hernandez sent her a text telling her that she was pregnant. She told me the father was somebody she was dating, and his name was Anthony, but I'd never met him. She said, but I never met him. That was one of the witnesses, that she had never met him. Flores stated that Hernandez was a Texas Medical University, is that what that is? Nursing student, and that she was struggling financially, so she used her student loans to pay for Dominic's support. Alan is asked about the day of the events of April 9th, 2018, when the victims were murdered. She called me to ask if she could use my restroom, and she went over to my house. It was around 9 in the morning. She said she was in her sister's car, a white Mercedes. Baby Dominic was in the back seat. He was with his little phone watching a cartoon. Flores mentioned that she was going to park Father McNabo to meet Anthony, the baby of the father. The last thing she said before she left the house, "How do I look?" I told her she looked great and to call me when you're on your way. Oh, that's really sad. How do I look? So she was obviously like really, trying to impress this creep that she didn't know was a creep. So yeah, oh my God. Cash, behave yourself. Cut it out. Okay, I just want to read some of the... Yes, Cash, it is good to see you, but, you call it sneaky, I call it POS. Yeah, absolutely, Commander. I'm absolutely just trying to, I talk like a lady. Oh my gosh. Kathy P. Hi, honey. How are you? It's good to see you. We're just going over this trial of this Texas Border Patrol agent that decided to take out his mistress and their baby. Yeah, exactly. Cash. Oh gosh, Cash. You're always a bundle of fun. T. Marie, get him. Get him. Okay, let's keep reading this here, which I don't know where it went. Oh my god, something clicked and it disappeared. Okay. So yeah, the last thing she said was, how do I look walking out of the house? Aww. Oh, so crazy. Yeah, creative witch, yes. I do that with my daughter's dad. Not for him, though, for me. As a reminder for him that I still look good and he ain't getting in. I love you. It's awesome. Yes, Commander, absolutely. I do have her. I am holding back, definitely. I don't want my channel taken down. I don't want to, be in trouble. Because, yeah, I definitely could, definitely have something to say here, for sure. So, okay, they're still not back in court on Court TV anyways, so okay, so let's keep going. Flores said Hernandez only mentioned that Anthony worked for Border Patrol and that he was separated from his wife. Yeah, of course he said that. Fucking creep. Okay, from my understanding, he was living in Laredo. He worked, but he would just come sometimes. She said when she got pregnant, Anthony didn't help her financially because she meant it to him, and he didn't want anything to do with the baby. Fucking dick. He didn't want her to go through the pregnancy. He wasn't happy at all. He wanted her to abort the baby. Well, of course he wasn't happy. He was fucking married. Or, quote, quote, married. I don't know if he was legally married, but he was, he had a girlfriend, wife, whatever, and children with this other lady. So yeah, of course he wasn't interested, and of course she wanted him to abort the baby. God, what a dick. Seriously. Okay, wanted her to abort the baby. She then spoke that they had conversations to ask Ronald for the child support. Eileen showed text communications between Hernandez and Flores, where the conversations about requesting child support were based. We tried to do an investigation to go through social media and Google to see what we could find out, because you need an address to be able to report a child support, she said. We found out where he lives. We passed by his house to see if he lived there, or he didn't. They found out that he was married and that he had 2 children. So he was married. Goddamn creep. God. Okay, why is this little video down here is making me mad? Another one will probably pop up, but whatever. Go away. Okay, anyway, whatever. Please ignore them. Found out that he had 2 children. We saw some of the photos of his children, and one was very similar to Dominic. I am sure. A photo of Dominic and another one of Ronald's sons were shown to compare the resemblance. Later, more text messages were shown as evidence. One of the texts read, how do you care so much about your wife finding out that you would murmur but don't care enough not to cheat in the first place? Right? Exactly. Exactly. Oh my God, seriously. My favorite clip of You Forgotten Whispers was the other day when you said Nanya made butt cheeks draw so fucking right. They clenched. She was clenching the whole time, that girl. Seriously. Okay, so one of the texts read, dude, I'm bawling my eyes out right now. Anthony is thinking about giving up his rights. I know I'd said I'd be okay, but I'm totally not. I literally don't know what I did to deserve such a dick as their dads. Jaden and Dom deserve more than this, more than them. And the worst part of it all, I feel responsible for not giving them, or for giving them shitty people as their fathers. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so they are still not back into court, so let's go back over to Court TV and let's take a look at, let me see here. Let's see if we can get some little background. We will go over a little bit of the opening statements. I'm not like too, you know, interested in what the defense opening statement is, but I would like to listen to the prosecutor opening statements for sure, because I'm more interested in what they have to say. So yeah. Okay, I have too many windows open. Let me do this. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay, can you guys still hear me? Did I kick myself out? What's going on here? Oh, no, I didn't. Never mind. Okay. I have too many freaking tabs open. I seriously do have too many tabs open. Okay, I found you guys. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, let me see if I can scroll down here and just find... just find... God, where did it go? I just had it. Okay, it's not bringing it up for me. I don't know why. What is up with, what is up with stream? Restream today. It's driving me crazy. Okay. Anthony. Let's try and find this guy. Okay. Prosecution opening statements. Let's see if they have the video of it. And they do, right here. Okay. Just pause that for a second. Sorry guys, I know I'm like kind of hanging you there. Hang on, I'm coming. I'm coming. Okay, we can get rid of this one. And we can bring up this one here. So I'm still keeping an eye on court TV so that we can go back to the courtroom when they come back live. It's just commercials right now, so we might as well, let me play this so it gets past the ads. So we might as well listen to I want to listen to the prosecution opening statements. Like I said, I'm usually not interested in, the defense because, especially in things like this. So. Oh, come on, ad. Can't I pass this ad? Oh my gosh. Oh, letting me skip ad. So. Okay, here we go is opening statements.
This is a case about within a family, within law enforcement, danger within society. Evidence will show that on 9th of 2018 started ordinary day. Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles, the man who sits here today, a supervisor, Border Patrol agent of 9 years, reports to the North Station for his shift from 6 a.m.
Kathy, yeah, you absolutely can. I'm sorry if I missed that message, but yes, absolutely you can. Drop Ducky's link. Absolutely, absolutely.
He arrives. The evidence will show that he goes to the where the assignments are handed. At about 8:01, after he's assigned his kilo unit, you're going to hear that word kilo unit during this trial. And that is the term that they use for the pickup trucks. We've all seen the white and green by Border Patrol. He was K119. 6119. He was driving. Exits at 8:01 a.m. His destination, Father McNaboe Park off of Mines Road. That is the area to be in charge of that day, and the evidence will show that that area covers from Father McNaboe Park all the way to World Trade Bridge. He is a supervisor, and he has other agents under his. But today is far from normal. Today.
Okay, they're back in court, so give me 2 seconds and I will bring it up. Okay, that didn't work. Hang on, give me a second. Oh, damn it. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Oh, there's so many steps to getting to share screen.
Make sure to turn on.
It's on.
Okay, here we go back in court.
Will you show the jury where you arrived, which path you took, and where you ended parking?
Okay, when I arrived, I went all the way from Bristol, which would be this section. I went down into the riverbanks, and I parked alongside this area.
Okay, so this is, let me see if I can show you this.
That's where the units were.
Okay, so this is State's Exhibit 150. Is this what you recall seeing that day?
Yes, ma'am, I parked right behind the two marked Border Patrol units.
Okay, so off of State's 150, you actually made your way through this area behind those two Border Patrol units?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said through which street?
I went through Bristol,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a gate. So out of the gate, made it down to all the way to the river.
Do you know if you used this trail?
I believe so.
Okay. And then once you were there, did you move your unit from that area throughout the day?
No, ma'am.
So thereafter, did you walk through this area?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you, when you arrived, I'm going to call this just as a point of reference. Others, witnesses have called it like a little island.
Mhm.
When you get to this little area, did you go on to get to see anything?
Okay, when I got to that area, Sergeant Fernando Lozano, which is the sergeant from the Criminal Investigation Division, came up to me and briefed me as far as what was at the scene.
Okay. And this is part of his duties, is to report to what he found?
Yes, I'm higher ranking than him, so he reports to me.
Okay. And so, did you get to see the, when you said he staffed you or he advised you as to what was going on, did you actually see the bodies?
Yeah, we did a walkthrough without disturbing any evidence. We did a walkthrough on what actually we had in hand.
Okay. And now, did you get to see, what exactly did you see? Did you see any police presence?
Oh, there were several investigators there. There were the border patrols. When I arrived, there were some border patrols where the units were at.
Let me show you again. This is actually a pretty clear way. This is State's Exhibit 513. And so this would be the little path that you said you took.
Mm-hmm.
And you parked back here.
I parked right here, and then there were several officers, border patrol agents right here. I just went by them, greeted them, and met with Sergeant Lozano.
When you got there, was there already crime scene tape?
Yes, the patrol division is the one that gets to the scene and actually just cordon off the area to preserve the evidence.
Okay. And in addition to seeing the Border Patrol and the Border Patrol units, you said you saw a body?
At the scene, there was a body of a female with upper torso trauma. There was blood all over her. And I was briefed also that there was an infant found in the brushy area. We walked to where the infant was laying face up, full of blood, and then they briefed me out on a stroller, baby stroller, that was discarded to the side in the brush.
Okay. And at that point, where did this investigation initially begin? From what if you remember, what the suspects or what they were looking for at the time that you arrived?
At the moment, from what we had, it was just a border patrol agent advising that he found the body of a female at the brushy area. That's all we had. And from there on, we then started doing the investigation, the preliminary investigation. We found the stroller. We had some officers checking the area with the stroller tracks, and the case let off.
Now, the fact that that the bodies were found near the river, did that influence anyhow the investigation?
Oh, well, not really, based on what we had and the way the baby was dressed and the stroller's condition. I mean, it didn't merit anything that's being from Mexico.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask you, so did that prompt you to do anything? Did you
Yes.
react in that in any
Yes,
way?
ma'am. At that moment, I requested for officers and investigators to search the general area, either for witnesses or a vehicle that might have been left or abandoned.
Okay, do you recall who you asked to do this to?
Yes, ma'am. I instructed Sergeant Vicharelli, who was in charge of the jacket section. He has his investigators. They went over, they were searching. And a few minutes later, they called me up and advised me that by Father Magnabo, there was a white Mercedes abandoned in the parking lot.
And do you recall how you received this information? Was it from Vicharelli?
Yes, Sergeant Vicharelli related to me via phone that he had found the vehicle, that it was parked, and he had what he mentioned, the cuartitos, which is the side markers and brake lamps on, leading to believe that that vehicle was there for quite a while.
Objection as to hearsay.
Sustained.
You want to may I approach?
Approach.
It is to show.
So they're on a sidebar. Cash, behave yourself. I got some pretty tough mods. That's what happens when you misbehave. Seriously. You guys are so funny. I've been like trying to like listen, but also paying attention to the chat. You guys are funny. I'm so glad you're in chat today, Lurker. That's awesome. Oh, these darn sidebars take forever. And there he is on the screen. That's our defendant there. Mr. I'll just murmur my girlfriend and our child instead of paying her child support. Oh my god. Crazy, crazy. Right, Ducky? Yeah. And me too. I'm trying to listen too. How long would pay attention to chat? Like, oh my god. I prefer trolling or chilling in the bushes. Yeah, you know, see? That's why I kind of like, that's part of the reason why I called us like the backwoods, right? Because we are in the bushes, paying attention to everybody. Every once in a while we come out and call them out. So, okay, I think they are back. Okay, here we go.
So you had information that the vehicle was found?
That a vehicle was found with being a white Mercedes by the Father Magnabo, close to one of the baseball fields with the lights on.
Okay. Now, at this time, when you received this information, did you receive it over the phone or over the radio?
It was over the phone.
Were you sharing this information with others there?
I was there with Sergeant Lozano. And right after that, when she provided the information, I decided to walk over to Father McNamara.
Will you show us the main pathway that you used to get to Father McNamara?
Okay, from here.
You can use my pen.
Okay. From here, I walked the trail all the way on to the east, and then I went north on it, all the way to where the baseball field is at, which is a long ways.
Did you walk this by yourself?
As I was walking on the field, I met up with Officer Greg de la Cruz.
Okay.
Officer Greg de la Cruz.
Which field? I'm sorry.
Actually,
Which field? Because
On
let me just ask you real quickly. How many fields or baseball fields or sports fields are there in this area that we commonly refer to as Father McNamara?
Okay, Father McNamara, it's an approximation of 54 acres. It's an open field that has several baseball fields, basketball fields, football fields, kiddie parks. So I would say this was a soccer field. We were walking on the soccer field, that's where we met, and we kept on walking. Like I relayed to him that there was a vehicle part of the baseball field.
Okay.
So as we were walking towards the baseball field, I myself noticed that there was a motor patrol agent in full uniform walking behind us, a few yards behind us.
Where did you notice him?
Right,
Where were you?
right before we get to this field right here. And he started walking. He walked with us away. Baseball.
And once you got to the baseball park, what happened once you got there, if anything?
When we got to the baseball park, he still was behind us, and we just went down a little creek, a dry creek that's here, and we were waved by Sergeant Vicharelli where the vehicle was at. As we approached the vehicle, the same border patrol agent was right next to us.
Now, I'm going to show you what has been marked as States Exhibit 511. Now, is this the baseball field that you were referring
Yes,
to
ma'am.
just a moment ago?
Yes, ma'am. We were walking from this side all the way towards this soccer field. There's a little embankment here that we had to cross, and we can move to where the car was at.
Okay. Now, when you arrived at this car, now let me just ask you, is this the position of the vehicles that were there when you arrived at this parking lot at this time?
When we were right there, yes.
Okay. These cars were there?
I don't recall if they were there, but there was a pickup truck, a black pickup truck, which is this one.
Okay, so this is when we're referring to States
Yes.
Exhibit 511. I'm now going to show you States Exhibit 512. And this is the video or a photograph of what? What do you recognize?
Yeah, this is the vehicle, the Mercedes, and this is Investigator Richard Reyes or Rick Reyes unmarked unit, and this is actually a marked unit with a dash cam filming.
So is this the way the vehicles were positioned when you first walked in or walked to the parking area where the white Mercedes was located?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I believe that's, now you may go ahead and take a seat. I can ask you the rest of the
Thank
questions
you.
while you're
Excuse me.
Thank you.
Just leave it on, just in case they ask you to come again.
Now, when you said you walked, and I asked you about the length of
Love you, Mitten Mama.
the,
Sorry about the echo, you guys. Love you, Mitten Mama. You're gonna be just fine, girl. You're gonna be just fine. So much love to you, and we will see you soon. I will be on later tonight to go over the details of this case because we are starting literally in the middle of it. So yeah, So yeah, love you, sweetheart. Love you, sweetheart.
This is what we call the Father McNible Park or Father McNible Complex, because there's various sports fields, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
About how long did it take, if you know, for you to travel from the crime scene where the bodies were located to the vehicle, the parking lot where the vehicle was?
Approximately 10 to 13 minutes.
Okay. And do you know when you arrived for States Exhibit 512, which is where the vehicle was located, who was there when you arrived at that area?
When I arrived next to the vehicle was Sergeant Victor Ricciarelli, which at that time he also mentioned that they had ran the plates on the vehicle and they had a registered owner,
Okay.
which in this case, registered owner was Angelica Hernandez with a local address of 11411 Sierra Gorda Drive.
Okay.
And he mentioned that they had sent some investigators.
Just go and answer the question, answer basis.
Okay.
Answer the question.
And so there's been previous testimony as to there's already been information as to this. What I'd like to ask you is what happened as you arrived to the parking lot and you're next to this white Mercedes. Please explain who was present there. How many individuals, if you recall, were there?
It was a total of, actually it was 4 individuals. It would be Officer Greg de la Cruz, which was standing on the front tire driver's side door, driver's side, I'm sorry. I was standing next to both doors. And then the Border Patrol agent with a full uniform was standing on the back side of the back wheel.
So if I,
Backside of what, sir?
The back wheel, that's where the car is at.
so now I'm going to refer you to States Exhibit 512. When you're saying in the back part, this was facing this
That was
direction.
facing east side. The car was parked facing east. The Border Patrol was standing right to the back wheel.
By the back wheel.
Yeah, I was standing in between both doors.
Okay, so that part of the car is not in view, but that's where you were standing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this is, whose vehicle is this?
That's Investigator Richard Reyes unmarked unit.
And do you have a radio on that day?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it clear, and was the volume at a level that could be heard?
Yes, ma'am.
And you mentioned there was how many police officers there?
Right there, I mean, there was approximately like 3 marked units and Investigator Reyes.
And when there are, let's say, 3 officers there and they all have their radio on, what effect, if any, does it have on the radio transmissions?
Well, actually, it will be, the transmission will be heard, I mean, all throughout the area, and it will be open to whoever's next to you. You will be able to hear it.
Okay. And was there any other, was there any other officer there? Any other law enforcement there?
Like I said, there was a Border Patrol agent in full uniform, which at that moment I observed he had an embroidered name tag, Burgos.
Okay. And what, if anything, happened at this time?
Okay, at that moment, like I said, since they had a registered owner, one of the officers on the radio advises to go to channel 3. What does it mean? So we won't say it in the general channel 1 channel.
Mr. Hearsay again, Ron?
Excuse me, sir?
No, not for you, that's for me.
Okay, the minute that
Let me deal with the objection. Here's the objection. This is the testimony from Sergeant Benavides with regard to his, I'm assuming, maybe not, approach?
Oh, another sidebar. Yeah, I agree too. A stargazer mom, he does look like he's bored. Like, honestly. I love the accents in this trail. Yeah. Yes. Mexican accents. I love them, yeah. So yeah, yeah, what do you guys think so far? We will pop on like right away as soon. And it's kind of cool actually because, you know, oh, there he is. Look at that. Look at him, guys. Oh my God. Hey, I bet he thought he was just like, I bet he thought he was just so cool. You know, so narcissistic and so arrogant. That's how I see him, probably, yes. Cash, I don't think so. I don't think there's any cocktails at the sidebar. But you never know, I guess, you know. Some judges, they like to dabble. Just kidding. Yes. Yeah, Ducky, yeah, absolutely. Hopefully others will make sure he's not so bored in general. Oh. Yes, yes. Right? I just get that from him, T. Marie. So arrogant. So arrogant. I mean, you know, they had a son together, and he was 20 months old already. So, I mean, he had been, you know, and it's probably not the only one he was, you know, dicking around with behind his wife's back. So, yeah. That's horrible. That's horrible. I, for one, I know what it feels like when you find out that your hubby has been doing shit they shouldn't fucking be doing. Anyways. How old this guy is? I think it said that he was 28. Oh no, 33. Sorry, he's 33, and she is like, yeah, she's like 27 or 28. I have 28 in my head for some reason, so.
Okay, proceed. Sorry.
Now,
Okay, they're back. Let's go.
There was a radio transmission that announced something, announced the results of, I believe it was Detective Benavides that went out to the scene,
Yes, ma'am.
to the home.
He went to the registered owner's vehicle home, and he broadcasted over radio, like I said, in Channel 3, for us to go to Channel 3. That's when he broadcasted that he was talking to the owner of the vehicle by the name of Angelica Hernandez, and that she said that she had loaned the vehicle to her sister, Grizelda Hernandez, where she was going to go meet her ex-boyfriend at the Father Magnabo Park. And she said that she was going to meet with a Border Patrol agent by the name of Antonio Burgos.
Okay. Now, at that point, you said you were standing by the vehicle.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? And how far was this Border Patrol from you again?
He was an arm's length away
Okay.
from him.
And did you have any communication with him at this point?
Like I said, I mean, when they gave the name Burgos, I already had seen his embroidered tag as R. Burgos, and I turn and look at him, and I quote what he says.
Cash, I am going to be going over, like, we're starting sort of in the middle of this trial, so did he go through, this is live right now today, so he's going through trial right now. And I'm not sure what he pled. I imagine he pled not guilty because he's going through the trial. But tonight I am going to go over some of the opening statements and a bit of day 1 and day 2 testimony, because we're at day 3, so this is day 3. Yeah.
He mentioned to me out loud, that one out there referring to the deceased is not my ex. I don't even know who the owner of the car is.
Okay, yeah. What the heck is that? Oh my God, I am so sorry about that. I don't know what that was. Yeah, T. Kelly, maybe that's why I had 28 in my head, because, like, yeah, it happened a lot. He was 28 when he happened. I probably read that somewhere, so, yeah, I had 28 in my head, but he's 33 now, so. And Grizelda was 27, and the baby was 20 months old. So, very sad, very sad.
I have a lot of exes. And
Now, please explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, at this point, was there several things going on at this point?
Cash, yeah. We haven't gone there. Prosecution is seeking the death penalty. So, he hasn't been sentenced yet to anything, so they're just going through the trial right now. But yeah, prosecution is asking for the death penalty, so yeah. I hope they get it.
Point, or was it one conversation, one person talking, or were there several persons talking?
like I mentioned, it was just the three of us. It was Greg de la Cruz, Officer Greg de la Cruz, myself, Mr. Burgos, and Victor Ricciarelli on the opposite side of the vehicle.
He was
Sergeant
on the,
Ricciarelli, I'm sorry.
Sergeant Ricciarelli was on the opposite side
On the
of
opposite side,
Mercedes?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what, if anything, happened after that? Did you hear when Detective Raimundo Garcia responded to that radio transmission?
Not that I recall.
And so, what, if anything, happened after that? What did you observe?
Okay, right after that, Officer Gregorio de la Cruz walks past by me and starts asking questions to Mr. Burgos. And at that moment, Investigator Rick Reyes calls him out. He calls out Mr. Burgos to identify himself. And he took him out to where his truck was at.
Okay. And so, when you said he had asked him to identify himself, how did he ask him to identify himself?
He asked him, what's your name? And he said, Burgos, but I think it's Ronald.
Okay. And that was the extent of your participation in this?
Yes, ma'am.
You did not get involved with speaking with Mr. Burgos after that?
No, after that, like I said, he was escorted by the Officer de la Cruz to where Investigator Rick Reyes' unit was at, and I stayed behind with a vehicle.
Okay, and so they got closer to this black, on
Yes,
State's Exhibit 512, the black vehicle.
Yes, ma'am.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Officer, you are released, sir. You can step down from the witness stand, leave my mic there, and you can go about your business, sir. Thank you. Your next witness, please.
Lizette Castillo. Officer Lizette Castillo.
Officer Castillo, please. Yes, sir. Officer Castillo? Come on up. Careful with that cord. You've been already sworn in, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please have a seat right over here. Get as comfortable as you can. Pull up the chair close to the mic as you can, and we'll get started.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
You may, Mr. Atza.
Can you please state your full name for the record?
Lizette Castillo.
My name is Carlos Garza, and I'll be doing the direct examination for the state. Are you currently employed?
Yes.
And where is that?
City of Laredo Police Department.
And how long have you been with the City of Laredo Police Department?
For over 17 years.
So were you employed with the police department on April 9th, 2018?
Yes.
And were you working on that day?
Yes, I was.
Do you recall an incident at Father McNaboe Park occurring that day?
Yes.
And were you on the scene that day?
Yes.
How did you end up at the scene?
I was dispatched.
And once on the scene, what did you do?
I was securing the entrance to the park.
Okay, and who instructed you to do that?
I believe it was Lieutenant Ramirez or Officer Greg de la Cruz.
And after that, were you instructed to do anything else?
Yes.
And what was that?
I was asked to transport somebody.
And who was that?
That was Mr. Ronald Burgos.
And did you transport him in your unit?
Yes.
And what was the number of that unit?
1168.
Now, did you or a fellow officer eventually place the defendant in that unit?
Yes.
Now, is there a camera capable of recording audio and visual in that unit?
Yes.
And where is that camera located?
We have a dash cam and we have a rear cam.
Rear cam. And was any video recorded of the defendant while he was inside of your unit?
Yes.
And at what point did that camera start recording?
As soon as I was notified, I was transporting somebody.
And does that camera automatically start recording, or do you have to manually record it?
Manual recording.
And is it standard procedure to begin recording whenever you're told to do so?
Yes.
Now, Officer Castillo, I'm handing you what's marked as State's Exhibit 80. What is this?
This is a USB of the unit recording.
And how do you know this?
Because I was able to view it.
So as you said, you have watched this video before?
Yes.
And was this recording prepared on a device capable of making an accurate recording of audio and visual information?
Yes.
Was the operator competent to operate this device?
Yes.
And is the recording an accurate copy of the conversation and statements that took place?
Yes.
And do the images of the event contained in the recording fairly and accurately reflect the event shown in the recording?
Yes.
Has the recording been altered in any manner?
No.
Can you recognize all the voices in the recording?
Yes.
Now, did this video capture some of the exchange you had with the defendant?
Yes.
And when was the recording made?
April 9th, 2018.
Your Honor, I'm now tendering to defense for inspection, State's Exhibit 80. And offered into evidence.
Objections, Your Honor.
Admitted.
No further questions.
I don't have any questions of this witness, Your Honor.
All right. You are now excused. Thank you very much. Careful on your way down. Your next witness.
State of the House, Officer Greg de la Cruz.
Officer de la Cruz. Did you get that number? Could you give me that number of that exhibit that came in?
80, Your Honor.
It's
One more time?
State's Exhibit 80, Your Honor.
80?
Yes.
80. Thank you.
Yes.
Did you get that? Thank you.
And, Your Honor, the video within Exhibit 80 will be 80.1.
Is there only one file in there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. 80.1, 80. And it's 80 with 80, and it's only one file in there, 80.1 is admitted without objection. Is that correct, Mr. Peña? Is that correct, Mr. Peña?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Judge.
You've already been.
Cash, I believe that there won't be no plea bargain anymore. That would probably, if the prosecution would offer him something like that, it would be before trial. So I don't. He's fucked. He's fucked now. I really don't believe that there's any chance for him to have a plea bargain anymore. So I think that's already past tense. He is straight into trial here, so he must have pleaded guilty, and he's probably one of those cocky fucks that think that he can probably get away with it, I'd imagine. So T. Marie, yes, they will have a penalty phase after the trial, especially if they're asking for the geez, I can't think of the words right now. Sorry. If he's found guilty and the prosecution is seeking the death penalty, then yes, they will have that penalty phase to figure out if he will actually get the death penalty or if they will just like sentence him to life in prison or something like that. Yeah. Steve's opening a shot. He won't be able to plead or plead anything but guilty or not guilty. Yeah, he's OMG Canadian house. I got timed out by the Canadian. Cash, you're watching a Canadian. Hello, I am Canadian. T. Marie is one of my Canadian girls. Yes. And yeah, you got timed up by a Canadian, because you know why? Canadian girls rock. And we don't take no shit. So. Okay, anyways, I have this paused here. So yeah, plea bargain is probably like definitely off the table. After the trial, they will have the penalty phase trial. And that is where the jury, I believe, will decide either to give him death or to give him like life in prison or what other sentence is for what he gets. So yeah. Let's keep going. I don't want to get too far behind. All right.
Been sworn in?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I have a seat right over here. And there's some water here in case you need it. Thank you, sir. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Officer de la Cruz, will you please state your full name for the record?
My name is Gregorio de la Cruz.
And how long have you been employed with LPD?
11 years.
What are the tasks that you, how are you employed? Or what are your assignments?
Oh, patrol officer. I'm assigned to the Patrol West.
Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. Hang on. I just wanted to say, T. Kelly, yes, you are very right. I would not want to be on trial for something like this in Texas, because they don't fuck around in Texas, I tell you that. Oh my God, yes. And yeah, Cash, yes, I'm a Canadian girl too myself. I am Canadian, but that's okay. We share the same queen. R.I.P. Elizabeth. But, we share the same queen. Canada, we are on, part of you as well, part of the UK as well. In a sense of terms, right? Yeah. So anyways, let's keep going.
And what were your assignments back in April of 2018?
I was assigned to Beat 20 with the Frank platoon.
Is that near Father McNabb or?
That's a site, the next district over,
Okay.
towards the east.
Now, do you recall going out to an investigation on April 9th of 2018?
I do.
And do you recall what the service call was called in as?
Yes, I do.
What was that?
It was a call for assistance by Border Patrol that they found a dead body.
Okay. Do you know approximately what time you arrived?
I don't recall.
Which area where did you park your vehicle when you arrived there?
I parked at the intersection of Bristol and Allen.
And when, and so you walked from Bristol and Allen over to the area where.
Look at that fucking asshole.
Did you meet other officers there?
So what happened is when I parked there, the ambulance personnel were leaving, and they just directed me to where the scene was.
Okay, now I'm going to direct your attention to State's Exhibit 97.1. And if you can just guide me and tell me, where is it that you said you parked?
Bristol and Allen
So here's Larry, Bristol.
on the northeast corner.
Here?
Yes, on the northeast, right there,
Right here?
right at the corner. Yes.
Okay. And so from Bristol and Allen, you left your unit there, and where did you go from here?
I walked to the scene. I walked down that trail.
And you knew how to get there? How is it that you knew?
The fire department, they told me just go, walk down all the way till you get to the Y, and they're gonna be there on the left.
Okay. And so you walked over, and what was it that you saw when you arrived there?
I heard the commotion, like I heard people walk, like mingling or talking, and I saw the two Border Patrol vehicles, and I got closer to the scene.
Okay. And about approximately, what did you do when you first got there?
So when I get there, the Border Patrol agents are kind of, all the ones that are there, they're kind of roaming freely. So I kind of tell them, hey, we gotta condense this crime scene. So everybody get on the island, I would call it, that island that's right there in the middle, and get away from the dirt road, so to preserve the scene as much as we could.
Okay, now I'm going to show you. State's Exhibit 513. And you arrived by these, you saw these two units?
Correct.
Okay, so this was the area that you were in?
That's the island, correct.
Okay. And did you begin, was it already secured when you got there?
They were working on securing it. The Border Patrol agents, I believe they had given them voluntary statements to start filling out. But they were doing that by the trucks. So I told them, hey, let's just stay off the dirt so we don't disturb any of the scene. And let's do it right here by the island that was there, the brushy area.
And so you mentioned how many units were there and how many Border Patrol. How about LPD presence? How much LPD presence was there at this time?
There were several. There was already detectives on scene too.
Okay. And what did you, after you secured the scene, or after you asked the BP agents to stay behind a certain area, what else did you do, if anything?
At that time, one of the Border Patrol agents, he was wearing a different uniform. He was wearing a life vest. So he was from the boat unit. He ended up telling me later. He's like, hey, there's some tracks that I want you to see. Can I show them to you? And so I told him, yeah, show me. Let's see what you're talking about.
Okay. And so that led you away from this area?
Correct.
And once you left this area, did you do anything, other tasks while you were at this little area where the original scene that you walked up on?
From just seeing the scene and securing it, as directing the Border Patrol agents, not securing it, but directing the Border Patrol agents off of the scene. I was able to see the body. That's the only thing that I saw.
Okay. And then did you make your way over to any other area of the Father McNabb complex?
Yes, so we did. He went to go show me the tracks that he was talking about. So we made it to the first track, and we followed the track all the way to we couldn't see it anymore.
Okay. And where did this lead you to? Which area? I'm going to show you. I guess. Let me show you the map again. That's State's Exhibit 97.1. And so you were initially in this area,
Correct.
and then you, and this, you said boat, like boat, Border Patrol agent?
He was I would call him on my report. I call him a boat guy. He was
Okay.
from the boat unit.
And which area did you go? Did you walk this way?
We actually walked west and north towards the soccer field, but through that dirt road that's there.
So you went.
Correct.
So you went up this
Correct.
way?
Correct.
This little, another little curve?
Yes.
Another little trail?
Yes. It was a dirt path.
Okay. And then eventually where did you end up?
We end up at the soccer fields on that clear area that's right. Yes.
Okay.
We ended up there.
Okay, so then once you're there, do you go back to the scene?
No, did not.
And once you were there, did you meet up with anybody else? Did you have
Yes.
any contact with anyone else?
Yes. So when we were there, Lieutenant Ramirez, he showed up, and that's who I talked to him. I showed him the tracks, the trails where we last saw him. We saw him behind the goalpost.
Mm-hmm.
So I showed him those, and then he's like, "Let's make it to the park." He thinks that they said over the radio that they had already seen somebody or seen a car at the park.
Okay, and so you guys make your way over to where in this area is this? Which way did you go?
We continued north,
Okay.
correct, and just north of that.
Okay, I don't know what happened there, but that's, I don't know. Thank you for watching, it says. Is it over for the day? Oh. Okay, well, they must be done for the day. I don't know. Still on TV, though. But let me do that. Did I do something here? What is this? This is opening statements. Okay, it clicked off, so let me see if I can. I must be done for the broadcasting for the day. Okay, let's check this out again, see what they're doing. It's only 32 seconds.
Had him there. Was the unit was not there when this initially
All right,
happened?
just give me a second, guys.
Did you or did Detective Reyes secure him or check to see if he had any weapons, or what did you do?
Yes. So once I took the belt off, I put it behind his unit, and then I patted him down as the unit approached us. So I patted him down. I located a phone on him and a driver's license in his shirt pocket.
Okay.
Okay, so and what did you do with those two items?
Sorry about that,
turned over
guys.
the
I don't know why it
driver's
clicked
license
off
to
like that.
Detective
but-
Reyes, and the cell phone I put it with his property that I had already taken, which was his Sam Brown. I put it in the back of his truck.
The back of Detective Reyes' truck.
Correct.
Okay. And did you accompany Officer Lizette Castillo to the station?
I did.
And at some point, was Mr. Burgos transported to Laredo Police Department?
Yes.
Okay. Now, while you were there, did Mr. Burgos ask, what kind of exchange did you have with him after you secured the driver's license and the phone?
So after that, we put him in the unit, uncuffed. I told him, hey, look, we're going to put you in the unit. We're going to take you to the station, and we'll talk there. As I put him in the unit, he asked me about his kids. He wanted to pick up his kids, or who could pick up his kids. So he was trying to figure out where he was going. And then we sat down in the car ready to leave, and he told us, hey, can I at least take off my shirt? I want to take off my shirt. It's an embarrassment, man. That's what he said. So I said, okay, yeah, I'll let you take off your shirt. So I got off the unit again. I opened the door for him. He stepped out. He took off his shirt and he gave it to me.
Okay. And did you leave that shirt with you in the unit, or did you place that in Detective Reyes's vehicle?
No, I actually folded it and I put it in the unit with me.
What is it? What's the number? Yeah, and at this time, the state would like to publish State's Exhibit 80, which is the dash cam.
All right.
All right, Matt, we finally have that dash cam video when he was put in the back of the patrol car. I've been waiting to see this.
It's absolutely shocking.
Okay, let me try again to see if I can get it from, like, I don't know why it's shut off like that. Let me try. Okay, watch live. This one. Just give me a second here, you guys. I'm just looking to see if I can get that regular stream back that we were watching, because I don't want to watch these guys and the commercials and stuff. So maybe I will just mute them and let it play until we go back into the courtroom. And I will keep trying to figure out why this didn't work. Okay, I've got a different one here. Sorry about this, guys. I don't know why they popped it out. Okay, let me do this. Sorry, guys. Take a look at this. Here we will see this.
Agent Dennison, I observed a motionless little boy as well.
Describe, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what
Trigger warning, please.
what you saw, or when you saw the little boy. If you can describe what you saw.
Of course. Little brown boy.
Hey, trigger warning, you guys. Mods, can you get a trigger warning in the chat, please? It is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but sometimes people don't actually watch the screen. They're looking at the chat themselves. So please, trigger warning, trigger warning. This might be hard to hear.
Brown booties, little brown boy booties, blue jeans that were covered in blood, freshly haircut, and what caught more of my attention was the way the body was positioned, he was placed. He wasn't thrown, he was placed. It's as if someone had placed him down.
Did you see any injuries to the baby?
Yes, lots of blood around the neck area, and that came down. I said again, blood on the blue jeans as well.
Okay. Permission to approach him.
Oh, look at that cute little baby up there in the corner. He's so adorable. 27 years old when she and her toddler son Dominic were SDABBED to end their life and left in a wooded area near our Laredo Park. Isn't that sad? Oh my God, can you imagine? I cannot imagine taking a sharp object and looking at this child that's looking back at you and plunging that into their body. Like, I just can't even, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just evil. Pure evil. That's it. Nothing else. Pure evil. Hey, Genty. Yeah. How are you? Oh, baby had his wonderment wanted it to look good too. Yeah, exactly right. I think she was just really so in love with this man and wanted him to leave his wife and wanted him, you know what I mean? It's so sad. It's so sad when situations like that come up. Like, my gosh. Okay, let's keep listening here. And yes, please, you guys, trigger warning, okay? This might be hard to hear. If you have to step out for a moment, or if you have to just put it on mute, maybe, then please do, okay? Please take care of yourself first. Okay, here we go. This little next little clip that came up. Oh, look at that little guy standing there. Oh, he's so cute. And look at Mama. She was beautiful. She was beautiful. She was beautiful. Hey, Mona. How are you? Trigger warning, girl. We're talking about something a little bit hard to talk about. Anyways, welcome, girl. I appreciate you being here. So this new little blurb, I guess you could say, that came up says Grizelda became pregnant with Dominic in 2015. Believed Burgos wouldn't support them, so she decided to raise Dominic alone. Okay, like a strong woman and a strong mom does. She wasn't willing to give up on her child, and oh, that's so good for her. God, I keep looking at her picture. She was so pretty. She was so young too. My goodness. Okay, let's keep going here.
Put on your gloves, please.
Okay, now they're going to start to unpack these exhibits, having the witness put his gloves on. You see he got a little emotional there.
Damn it, do they cut that out? This is just a video, so I'm gonna see if I can go forward a little bit and see if they do come back on and show. I don't want to miss any of it. So I'm trying to like get it perfectly. Okay, so okay, let's start here again.
Because this is emotional. We're talking about the death of a child. Let's go back in live now as they continue with now these exhibits being unpacked, and the testimony continues.
Please, everyone, trigger warnings.
That's
Okay.
exhibit 26. And if you can identify when you recognize this.
Oh my God, gosh.
Yes, now I remember.
Gosh. If you have to do, so there's like something up
Yes,
with
sir.
you.
Did you see any other injuries on the baby? How close were you to the baby?
Standing right over the body.
How many injuries did you observe on the baby at that time?
I only observed one,
And that was to,
the neck area.
okay. Did you,
Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, I did not know that. I did not know that. I did not know that. Oh my God. Rizzo's wife. Hi, darling. Oh my gosh. I did not know that that's what he did. He just motioned to his neck. So this guy, oh my God. Oh, he slit that baby's throat. Oh my God. Is that the creep right there? Yes. Yeah, the bottom corner picture there. Yeah, that's him. That's him. Sitting there with his hand in front of his mouth, just looking like he couldn't give two shits. Oh my God. Okay. Whew, that like really took my breath away and like just made my heart beat a little faster. Oh my gosh. That's so sad. That is, oh. Okay, let's keep going here. Let's keep going.
notice any cuts, incisions, or tears on the shirt?
No damage, just the blood.
So the shirt is intact?
Yes, sir.
The baby you said was wearing jeans?
Yes, sir.
And I'm showing you State Exhibit 25. You said you recognize these jeans?
Yes.
And you said that he had a large amount of blood on it?
Lead your witness, please.
And what was the conditions of the jeans?
The blood-soaked jeans.
And finally, you said that he was wearing, what was he wearing on his feet?
Brown booties, brown little boy booties.
States Exhibit 24, you recognize this?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this poor officer that's like testifying. God, you can see on his face how hard it is for him to talk about something like this. I can't imagine, man. God, many thanks to our to law enforcement that go out there and have to deal with the aftermath of the fucking tragic, horrible. I mean, oh God, can you imagine? Aftermath of this fucking asshole decided to leave behind for his brothers, really, you know? Fuck, I can't believe it.
Permission to publish these to jury. I'm just going to show.
I don't need to.
Just to show it to them.
They see it all right.
I hope everybody's okay after hearing that. I'm literally shaking myself. I'm shaking after hearing that. Oh my goodness.
What do you do after that, after you find the baby?
At that point, I began to secure the crime scene with the crime scene yellow tape. Right before that, I did also locate a white, off-white woman's shoe that was in the general vicinity from where I was standing. I began to do the crime scene tape in a way of a path, knowing that investigators and other authorized personnel would be making their way down to this crime scene. So I formed a path with the crime scene tape so they could follow when they arrived.
And Agent Dennison was in front of you this whole
Yes,
time?
he was with me, yes, yes, sir.
And you were with him when the shoe was found?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. What else did you do that morning with respect to your duties in this case?
After the scene was secured,
Yes.
I told Agent Dennison if he could escort me back to my patrol unit, which was in the very top of Bristol, if he was willing to provide a voluntary statement.
Okay. And did you have the opportunity to hand out statements?
Yes, to Agent Dennison.
Okay, just to him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you remember his demeanor at the time?
He was, while we were back in my patrol unit where I keep my voluntary statements, my paperwork, something important was broadcasted over our radio, and...
Let me stop you there.
I'm sorry.
When you said something was broadcasted over your radio, which radio are you talking about?
My assigned portable unit that's issued by the Laredo Police Department.
Are you wearing that today?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And that radio, you had it on that morning?
Yes, sir.
And is it audible?
Yes.
Loud?
Yes, yes, sir.
And you hear communications?
Yes, sir. That morning I had it on my chest with a clip.
Okay.
The only reason I have it here today is for the tie.
Okay. And what communication came over the radio that morning?
It was broadcasted, possible suspect, Burgos. That was broadcasted over my P unit, portable unit.
What was your reaction at that time? But when you heard Burgos, what did that did it mean anything to you at all?
No, no, sir.
Did Dennison?
Dennison was in close proximity where he could hear the broadcast on my radio.
Did he have any reaction?
He was appalled.
How do you know? What was his demeanor?
He was in shock.
Objection, Your Honor. This witness cannot testify as to somebody else mother perceived.
I'm asking about his demeanor when you heard the broadcast. Dennison was in front of him. He can testify as to what the agent's physical demeanor was when the broadcast came out.
All right. We'll stick with the demeanor, but nothing with regard to what he said, sir. The witness has been instructed. You understand it?
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Thank
I'm
you.
asking only his... You have your radio.
Yes, sir.
The name Burgos comes out.
Yes, sir.
It means nothing to you.
No, no, sir.
Do you see a physical change in Agent Dennison?
Yes, sir.
To you, what do you see this physical change?
He was in shock.
Okay. What makes you say that? Without anything he may have said, what makes you give...
The head jerking to the back, the typical of any person when you're in shock, the movement of your head, the opening of the eyes, the nodding of the head. He wasn't shocked.
Did you document?
Stargazer, are you talking about, I don't know if you guys are talking in chat or, trigger warning. I missed it. What did he do? Yeah, Stargazer, are you talking about this guy here or something in the chat? Sorry. I may be interrupting your chat. Which is fine. This is the Border Patrol agent. Yes, he was a Texas Border Patrol agent. I think they said I don't know how many years, but quite a few years. Quite a few years. Yeah. And if you guys hear traffic and stuff like that around you, or birds singing or whatever, I have you outside on my back deck, and we're sitting under the pergola, and you know we're hanging out. So, oh, KK Stargazer are coming out. See, Cash, that's really funny because I can see your comments in here when you say something. Is there an alleged motive? Yes, there is. This guy here was a creep, and he had a wife, and he also had a girlfriend, and that girlfriend had a 20-month-old son with him. And I don't know why they keep saying a 1 year old. That's like a year and a half. It's almost 2 years old. And she served him with child support papers. So his wife would find out. He also had 2 children with his wife, and yeah, so he took out Grizelda and Dominic, which is his side. Oh, sorry, I don't want to call that. I'm sorry, I almost said that, but I stopped myself. Which was his side girlfriend, and her son, and his son. Not just it was his son. So he killed his own child. Like crazy. So. Okay, let's keep listening to this here. My mouse isn't really working very well out here. I'm going to put you guys on listen, and then I'm going to go grab my mouse pad. So, here we go.
Document that.
Yes, sir.
Pass the witness.
Good morning, officer.
Hi, good morning.
Officer, at what time did you arrive at the crime scene?
I'm sorry, Mr. Van, just one favor, just turn it towards you. Thank you.
At what time did you arrive at the crime scene?
By the time I was dispatched, not maybe 10 minutes, 10 to 12, 15 minutes.
What time of the day would that have been?
This was in the morning. I believe the call was sent out, dispatched to us around 11:30-ish a.m.
So you must have arrived about 11:45, more or less?
More or less, that is correct, sir.
And you said that you began to secure the crime scene?
Yes, sir.
So until you began to secure the crime scene had not been secured, correct?
That is correct.
And there were many law enforcement officers, Border Patrol agents, and EMTs at the scene when you arrived, correct?
The EMTs were already back on the way up on the trail, and there were about 4 to 5 United States Border Patrol agents.
And you saw Mr. Burgos there at the scene as well?
I saw many of them, yes. But sitting here, I recognize him, yes.
And he appeared to be in shock as well as Agent Dennison, correct?
No.
That was not your impression?
No, sir.
So you're saying that he appeared to be normal to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
No further questions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I am going to go back to Court TV channel here, if I can. And see if they have continued. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they don't want me to show it. I don't know. Too bad, Court TV. I'm gonna keep going back in and back in and back in. Okay, click on watch live. And let's see. If they are still alive. Okay, I'm gonna turn this on in a second here. I just want to see if it's the same one that we just watched, or if it's not. It's just going through an ad right now. Hang on, you guys. If this is the same video as that we just watched, and they're like maybe done for the day, did you guys want to continue and go and check out? I don't think we need to watch the opening statements anymore because we kind of know what's going on. So, I think this is officer describes crime scene. Yeah, this is the same one that we watched already. So, I don't know why. I guess they're done for the day. Watch live? What are they doing live? I'm just going to turn this on for a second so we can hear what they're talking about.
Out of Laredo, Texas. It's a horrible case because it involves a single mother who wanted the best for her little toddler son. Both of them were murdered, allegedly at the hands of a Border Patrol agent who was trying to keep them both a secret. So right now we are in an exhibit where it's being played in court. He is in the back of a Laredo PD squad car.
Okay, here we go. I will bring this up. Give me a second, you guys.
And be in the back of a squad car. We're going to get you back into
I will bring this up.
But watching along with you at home, we have our guest with us, trial and civil attorney Dante.
Oh, okay. Well,
and we have criminal defense attorney Joseph Tully. Thank you.
I will bring it up in a minute then, maybe, because they're just talking about stuff.
First, your reaction to this video, I find it very alarming to see someone that is, sworn to protect.
No, we'll just put it on mute for now. And, yeah, we will, so did you guys, want to, oh, my son is just telling me, oh, Stargazer, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm sorry, sweetheart. You know, I mean, you know what, like, it really works is, like, just water, right? Water. Try to drip some water up your nose. Try to, like, sniff it up your nose a little bit, you know? Gosh. OMG, anyone heard of Earth Exposure Files? Yeah, that's my girl. Why? What's up with her, huh? Yeah, she is my girl. She is actually a mod in this, for me. So, what's up, Stargazer? Oh, Cash, she blocked you. Yeah, well, you know what? You're kind of hard to take sometimes. You know? You're a little difficult to take sometimes. I mean, how many times have you been timed out here? Right? Come on now. Behave yourself. Then they won't block you. So, yeah. Okay, so... Steph B, hey, how are you? Good to see you. Come on in. Come on in. We are talking about, if you see my avatar. I love you too, Megan. I love you. Oh, the shorts. Those are super cute. Bum. Sorry, that was my daughter. Talking to her. Anyways, she was wearing really cute shorts. So, yeah. Okay, for make it 5 cash, yeah, I mean, seriously, like, you're just really hard to take sometimes, and some people don't really quite understand your humor, and you're lucky here that, like, especially in my chat, I think there's lots of people that know you, so, you know, we're able to take you on, take you on. Okay, anyways, for those that are coming in, we are talking about, if you look at my avatar, we are talking about this mom and her little son that was murmured by their dad, and yeah, so okay, I see that they're back on. I am going to try to actually rewind a little bit because I don't want to miss it. So oh my gosh, okay, I will rewind so that we see the whole thing. They are back, but okay, I hate that I have to bring my screen big every time so I can present something. Drives me crazy, actually. Okay, big screen. Okay, I will. You can go back, right? Okay. Okay. Okay, back to court. Here we go, you guys. Hi, Kashmir. Welcome, honey. Hi, Annie. Hope you had a good day, sweetheart. Love you. Or good sleep, I guess. Or what is it? Like, I don't know what time it is where you are, but hello. Stargazer, thank you, honey. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. I will be... I don't know if I'll still be live or if I'm going to go live again a little bit later. And we're going to talk about day 1 and day 2. So I think there's some testimony there that's probably pretty interesting. So feel better, honey. I hope I see you later, but if I don't, please rest and get yourself better. Sniff some water up your nose. It'll help you with your sinuses. I promise. Sounds weird, but you know. Steffi, yeah, I think this is when he was arrested at the scene, I believe. And they're headed out to... I'm sure the police station. I'm not. I imagine that anyways. I'm not exactly sure where they're going, but I would imagine it's a police station. Yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. He could be driving to the scene. I don't think so, because I think he was arrested at the scene because he was there. He's the one that called the 911. Just didn't say this guy's like he's just so narcissistic. Oh my god, it's crazy. There you go, look at him, fixing his hair, making sure he's, oh my god, seriously. Oh my god. Steph B, yes. Yes, he did. That's what he did. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Like, he's just, like, he's a Border Patrol agent. If you, he's a Texas Border Patrol agent. So I think he just kind of thought, oh, well, you know, like, they won't think it's me, of course. You know, they won't think it's me. They might just be taking him in for questioning, Mona, because he's the one who called in. And, but I don't know, he's like sitting in the back seat. But, I mean, sometimes police officers, maybe there's two of them in the front, or, you know, I mean, sometimes they have their passenger seat full of crap, too, right? So, yeah, he's the one that called 911. Yeah. Crazy, eh? Isn't that crazy? Yeah, yes. The scene was staged. No, I didn't say the scene was staged. I didn't. They had said that, like, with the baby boy, it looked like he had just been laid down. So yeah, no worries, Mona. Later, a little bit after this is all done here, we're gonna go over like day 1 and day 2, so that might, you know, I know I'm kind of starting in the middle here, but I just didn't want to miss today's live on Court TV. So yeah, it was said, Mona. Okay, well, we'll listen for that. Actually, we can definitely we'll probably find that out in like maybe day 1 or day 2. So I'm gonna do yeah, we're gonna listen to day 1 and day 2, just so we can catch ourselves up on like the small details, right? Those are the things that like really intrigue me, or like the teeny small details. And like that one Mona just said, like she said it was staged. I did not hear that. So it'd be interesting to see if it was. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. This guy's such a creep. So yeah.
Do you have, I mean, do you just want to show the ride, or is there going to be any more speaking in there or whatnot?
No, we do want the complete.
I'm sorry, what?
We are asking that the complete video be published.
But there's nothing being said?
But we want the behavior to be seen. There's actions in there. It's how many more minutes?
All right.
There's 12 more minutes, Ron.
I know. Go ahead.
Okay, so did you hear what she said there? Like, the judge is wondering if there's any words in here because he's just watching, them driving. Like, it's not really important, maybe. But she said something about, like, his actions and stuff. So pay attention to that. This guy seems to be, like, really loving himself type of person, you know what I mean? Thinking he's just so fucking great and nothing's gonna happen to him. Like, so that was interesting.
All right, Dante and Joseph are going to stay with us. Now, to finish watching the Laredo testimony, go to courttv.com. Meanwhile, the man
Oh my God, seriously, I've been muted the whole time. Okay, I haven't heard anything about Quentin Simon myself either. I haven't heard anything at all. Okay, so let's, I'm just looking through here to, sorry, I wasn't watching the chat and I was like actually muted, so. Do you guys want to have a look at day one of this trial? I'm pretty sure we can. There's day two. I hope we can find it anyways. Defense opening statements. Okay, so it's just like the defense opening statements and the prosecution opening statements. So did you guys want to watch any of that right now? I'm still up for just up a little bit. I can take you guys into the kitchen while I make my hubby's lunch for going to work tonight. So yeah, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to hang out for a little while? I do want to go over all of this, so we can either take a break and I can come back in a couple hours, or we can hang out and keep going, because I don't mind. You're on my laptop, so I can take you anywhere you want. I can take you anywhere you want. Go for it, Whispers. Sure. Okay, let's bring that up then. We will go to day two. All or I mean, opening statements. Sorry, I don't really care what the defense has to say. Can someone time out Cash, please? He wants a timeout. Oh, Cash, you're so funny. Okay, let's listen to what they have to say, because like the little details like this can be really important, and this is what I thrive on. So I'm so glad that I found out how to like stream these trials, and I'm going to be doing this a lot more. And note, I am in the West Coast, so sometimes I will miss the beginnings or something, but if there's a trial that I want to cover, then I definitely will go back and review it with you guys like we're doing with this one right now. So, okay, let's have a listen.
This is a case about...
Okay, just... Oh, sorry, I did that backwards. I was muted. Okay, thank you, Commander. I appreciate that. Jesus Christ. Okay, I was saying that we are... no, it wasn't your internet. It was me. I have issues with this. Me and this mute button, like, we argue all the time, so... Anyways, I was saying that we are watching the opening statements of this trial, just to catch up and, you know, maybe catch like some little detail here and there, or something that might be important to hear. So I was also saying that I don't really care about the, sorry, I took a drink. I don't really care about the defense opening statements, because, I mean, it's just all bullshit anyways, probably, right? So here we go. Opening statements in this Texas trial, where this father is facing the DP in the murmur of his girlfriend, his side girlfriend, and his son that he had with her. So let's listen.
Within a family, within law enforcement, danger within society. Evidence will show that on the 9th of 2018 started ordinary day. Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles, the man who sits here today, a super Border Patrol agent of 9 years, reports to the North Station for his shift from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. He arrives. The evidence will show that he goes to the where the assignments are handed.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's glitchy. I'm not too sure why it's doing that, but I don't think it shouldn't be my internet. I usually don't have troubles with my internet until like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. So I think it's just on the video itself. I'm not sure. So I apologize for the glitching, you guys. I don't know why it's doing that.
At about 8:01, after he's assigned his kilo unit, you're going to hear that word kilo unit during this trial. And that is the term that they use for the pickup trucks. We've all seen the white and green by Border Patrol. He was K119. 6119.
Okay, give me a second, you guys. I'm just going to refresh this page that I'm streaming from and see if that might help. Because the glitching it's not you, it's Court TV. Okay, it gets a bit better. Okay, thank you. Thank you, T. Marie. I've refreshed now, so gotta wait for this commercial. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know why they do that. Maybe because they know we're streaming them. I don't know. It's like, be nice. Come on. Okay, here we go again, you guys. It's starting from the beginning, so hopefully it's better. Let's go.
Is a case about within a family, within law enforcement, danger within society. Evidence will show that on 9th of 2018 started ordinary day. Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles, the man who sits here today, a super Border Patrol agent of 9 years, reports to the North Station for his shift from 6 a.m. He arrives. The evidence will show that he goes to where the assignments are handed. At about 8:01, after he's assigned his kilo unit, you're going to hear that word kilo unit during this trial. And that is the term that they use for the pickup trucks. We've all seen the white and green by Border Patrol. He was K119. 6119. He was driving. Exits at 8:01 a.m. His destination, Father Mactable Park off of Mines Road. That is the area to be in charge of that day, and the evidence will show that that area covers from Father Mactable Park all the way to World Trade Bridge. He is a supervisor, and he has other agents under his. But today is far from normal. Today, but the evidence will show that is not at the park, but it is in a dense, brushy area near the Rio Grande River.
Again, trigger warning for everybody that's watching. We might hear some not so happy details, So trigger warning, people. Trigger warning.
He instructs her to arrive at Father Mactable Park, to park her car, and to take the walk to this secret meeting. We'll take you there. You'll see, and the evidence will show that she walks by the baseball field. Then she walks through a nature trail. Then she walks around a soccer field. Then she gets near the river area, and that's where the dirt trail starts. The plan is to set up an ambush. The evidence will show that the kilo unit, 66119, is parked at the end of this trail. We will take you to that trail. You will see the vantage point that when she's pushing her stroller and she enters the path, up ahead is the kilo unit, the pickup truck. That's the decoy. What she doesn't know is that Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles is lying in wait. He is hiding, waiting for her to get close enough to the truck to carry out his ambush. The time around that this is going on is about 9:45 in the morning. The next few minutes that this young woman and this innocent baby experience is the most horrific and terrifying, unimaginable thing that anybody could imagine. It's at that time that her attacker comes out of the brush and with violent and vicious moves, clenching a knife, attacks this young woman. But what does every mother have? What does God give every mother when it comes to protecting a child? What will every mother do? The evidence will show that they will protect, that they will fight, and they will even die in order to protect their child, just like a mother bear. Who is this young mother? Who is this innocent baby? Grizelda Hernandez? And 18-month-old Dominic Alexander. These are the two victims.
Oh, thank you, Cash. I appreciate that. Give me a second. We'll play the jingle here. We haven't played it today. Who was it? Earlier somebody sent something too. Was it Brianna? I'm not sure. But let's play this here for you guys. So let's alrighty, here you go, guys. I love that. It's so cute. Thank you, Cash. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys want to see, you know, that's our friend Boston singing Lion King time, guys. So it's so funny. It's so funny. Thank you, Cash. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Okay, let's keep going here.
that on that morning, lives were taken. The evidence will show that the plan that Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles set was to make it look like some smugglers had attacked this woman. The dirt trail that he used his skills, that he knew so well, the trees, the brush, the camouflage, areas that he had patrolled before, were perfect for this crime. What he did not anticipate was the fight. The fight. You see, when we take you to this trail, there is going to be a lot of evidence that showed how violent this fight was. We're going to bring you physical evidence. There's going to be photos. There's going to be lots and lots and lots of blood. This dirt trail will tell a story. It will tell a very tragic and horrific story. You see, today, supervising Border Patrol.
Oh my God, look at that look on his face. He doesn't give two shits about this. Unbelievable. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Mona Lisa, hey, like when the lawyers are like walking back and forth, kind of drives me crazy sometimes, but I guess it's probably a little bit different, like when you're sitting in there, it might be a little bit different, but yeah, it drives me crazy. Stand by the damn mic. So, stand still. So, yeah. Denise, hey, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, Rizzo's wife, yeah, I'm very angry too. This is just so sick. So sick. Yes. Yes. Craziness. That's sad. Oh my goodness, Cash. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're a sweetheart. Even though you're a pain in the ass, like you really are, and I think that's why people put up with you in certain places, because we kind of know that you actually are really a very nice person. But you just like to fuck with people, and that's all. And that's why you're also loved. Just don't fuck too hard, that's all. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now, and let's get going. Thank you, Cash. It's very much appreciated. It's very much appreciated.
Agent Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles. But in order to get his prey, in order to get that baby, he needed to go through Grizelda. "27 stab wounds." I said that. 27 stab wounds it took to stop Grizelda. We will bring you evidence that will show stab wounds to her face, her shoulders, her back, her arms, her ear. Stabbed so many times that she was almost unrecognizable. you will see through the forensic evidence the defensive wounds on that show how violent the attack was. You will also see that in the fight, she lost her shoes. The tennis shoes that she was wearing were off her feet. After he kills Grizelda, and one of the things that you're going to have to pay attention to is that this fight, that it happens, this attack happens so sudden when she's holding the stroller with her baby, and he's got his little cell phone, his only has certain apps or games. Comes from behind, the attack moves. You'll see the blood trail where she's trying to fight or get away until she. The fight moves from a south to north direction. I'm going to show you. This is a satellite view of the area.
I'm not sure about that, Cash. He was at work. He had gotten up that morning and he was at work because he was driving his patrol truck, and I believe he was in his uniform. He was in his uniform, yeah. So I'm not sure if he was high or anything. We haven't heard anything about that yet. So my guess, I would say no. I don't think he was. Yes, T. Marie. This was premeditated. This was thought out, executed, and he thought he'd get away with it, in my opinion. So, yeah.
Of Father Magdalene Park, the Rio Grande, and the brushy area where this took place. We will take you there through the testimony, through the evidence. You will see in this area of this dirt trail where this ambush and attack took place. After he finishes with Grizelda, he's now able to get the innocent baby. The evidence will show that as she lays dead, he walks back to the stroller. We'll bring you the stroller. He gets in front of baby Dominic and he unstraps the buckle to take him out. Baby Dominic is confused at this time, probably scared. How do we know this? The evidence. Blood. Grizelda's blood is on the straps, on the buckles, where he unbuckled the baby. Mama Bear's blood is there where he unbuckles the baby. What he does next is something that is unimaginable. Takes the baby into the grass, into the brush, closer to the river, holding the baby, 18 months old, his son, and you will see the pictures of Dominic. Dominic is wearing a green shirt from Star Wars. And on that shirt, he has a picture of Yoda. It's the baby Yoda. It says, "Lucky I." Lucky I am. We'll bring you the shirt and you'll see the shirt. One of the things, and again, I'm going to ask you throughout this trial to pay close attention to the details, because the details will prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. One of the interesting facts about the, and I'll come and I'll show it to you, is the shirt. There's no hole in the shirt. Why is that important? Because when he takes baby under a wee down, he picks up the shirt. Closes his eyes. He holds his hand over his little face. He takes the knife, puts it right in the middle of the sternum, that little pigeon bone right here, and he punctures baby. But baby Dominic later, and he doesn't die. He doesn't stop at that point. There's no clarity as to what am I doing to this child. No. He has to finish the job. So like he did to his mother, with the same sharp object, he puts it to baby Dominic's throat. That little 3-inch throat. Sticks the knife, cuts the carotid, and cuts the jugular vein. You'll see the blood. You'll see how Dominic was left drenched in blood. On this side, evidence that when stabbed in the carotid artery, in the jugular, that squirts. That's where he has to step back, and that's where the baby tries to stand up or sit up and then falls down. There's blood all over his jeans. Now what? Now what does the evidence tell us? The evidence will next tell you that Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles next is to stage the crime. Remember what we talked about in jury selection? Who decides where, when, and how to commit the crime? The defendant. The work after. They have the head start. Him being a law enforcement officer, being trained, what they're going to look for. So let me create a scene. You're going to see the scene. The first thing the evidence is going to show is that he grabs a phone. The baby, the baby would play games with, and he takes. The next thing he does is that he throws the stroller to the east in the brush. There's a shoe around that where the initial ambush took place. He grabs a shoe, he throws it towards the river, and it lands in the tall grass. Next, he has to go to Grizelda. What does she have? That's important. Her phone. He grabs her phone. But what happened happens, a double murder has just occurred. There's adrenaline, nerves, fear. Panic starts to set in. And it's going to be very important for all of you to pay attention throughout this trial to see the mistakes that he makes. He had a plan. Now he's got two bloody, innocent people down. He has to stage it, but things start moving fast. There's going to be many mistakes that he committed, but the evidence, and I'll highlight just a few that you're going to see. The evidence will show that in the Kilo unit, 66119, the official Border Patrol truck that he was driving, he goes in there. The two phones that belong to both of his victims, he places them in a vest, the Border Patrol protective vest, and you'll see the name Burgos, R. Burgos. He stuffs them under on the passenger side. During the when Grizelda was fighting and kicking for her life, he loses a belt keeper. You see, you'll learn that police officers wear a belt, and then on top of that belt, they wear a Sam Brown, which is their utility belt where they have their gun. But that's held by keepers. Typically 3 to 4 keepers around the waist to hold all the equipment together, right? One of those keepers falls. It falls. It's stepped on during the fight. And blood droplets fall on the keeper. And we'll show you who those blood droplets belong to. He throws that belt into the truck. And guess where it lands? Under the front seat. Under the front seat.
Yeah, I'm just going to rewind just a second because I kind of missed that. What did he throw into the front seat? Let's just go back just a second. Sorry, guys. I just missed that part, and I want to hear it again.
And we'll show you who those blood belong to. He throws that belt into the truck. And guess where it lands? Under the front seat. Under the front seat.
It glitched right there, so I still didn't hear it, but
9:49 a.m. How do we get that time? We're going to bring you GPS evidence. We're going to bring you every unit patrol has technology, right?
okay. Thank you, Rizzo. Thank you.
That shows that in this circumstance, when you turn off your unit system, the GPS system records the time it turns off. The evidence show that the best calculation of when this murder took place was between 9:49 and a.m. I'll repeat that. It's very important. 9:49, 10 a.m. In between that time. At 9:49, it turns off one time.
Thank you, Cash. I appreciate that. Oh, you're a sweetheart, and I agree with your comment. Absolutely, I agree. Thank you so much.
Could it be that that's when Grizelda was coming up, pushing the stroller, and he died? At 10:10, it turns off again a little bit further down the trail at 10:10. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot going on at this time. What did we say in jury selection? That sometimes evidence is lost. It controls the evidence. I'll tell you right now, we're not going to have bloody pants. We're not going to have a bloody shirt. We're not going to have bloody shoes, boots, or tennies. We're not. The evidence of what he was wearing, we do not have. Why? Because the evidence will show that he had time on his side. And if you want to see the knife that was used, you're not going to see it. We do not have. But I'll tell you what we do have. We have technology. You see, when he's leaving the brush area, there's a camera, a security camera set up by us in the brush, facing an area where normally there's either criminal activity, and they're called drawbridge cameras. There is a camera pointing to the east. You will see his kilo unit, his truck driving by, and it snaps a picture. We will also bring you evidence of camera from the city of his path after the murder. It's important to think logically and chronologically throughout this case. He has just killed 2 people using a knife. At least 29 stab wounds. You will see the tremendous amount of blood at the crime scene. How do you control so much blood? You can't. You can't. One of the mistakes was, and maybe it wasn't.
Just a quick hi, Wham. Welcome back. It's good to see you here again. Good to see you here again.
But the evidence will show that baby Dominic's blood on the back tailgate. There's blood. Baby Dominic marking the truck of his killer. You're gonna see it. See video footage from his home, from the neighbor's camera, sometime 10:15, 10:30, shortly after the dog. You will see this man who sits here today. You will see getting off his government vehicle in shorts and in tennies. I said you're going to see him, after the murders, get off his truck in shorts and tennies. He went to work that morning in his full uniform. He left a full green uniform. And after the murders, his neighbor's video catches him getting off his truck, and he leaves it on. Leaves it on. But you'll see a glimpse. You'll see the shorts, you'll see the tennies, you'll see him. He's not there more than 10 minutes. Comes out. Now you won't see the evidence of him coming out in his full green uniform. We don't have that. Didn't catch it. But you'll have his actions of what he needs to do next. And what does he have to do? The man's in charge of this sector between Father McNaboe Park and World Trade Bridge. He's just committed a murder. He's gone home. He's gotten rid of evidence. Gone home, got dressed again. Now he has to get back. But what happens when he comes back? A couple of his agents see him. They see him driving erratically, speeding in the area near World Trade Bridge. What does that do? what does that do? You'll hear from those agents. They'll tell you his demeanor. Things now are having to, there's decisions going to be made on them. Things are changing. Maybe somebody else, but now he's been spotted driving fast, probably trying to get to some spot. So what does he decide to do? The evidence will show that he turns around near World Trade Bridge, drives back all the other McNabb Park, where he's trying to get back to the area where the two bodies now have been for possibly more than an hour. And when he's driving in, he runs into Border Patrol Lara and Smith, who happen to be parked near, probably somewhere they shouldn't have been, but they were fixing in their truck. The evidence will show that Border Patrol supervisor pulls up, his hands are clenched on the steering wheel, and he asks a very odd question, and you'll hear it. He asks Border Patrol Lara, "What's over there?" Pointing to the brushy area. And Lara says, "Well, there's an ATV trail. There's a trail that we have." Oh, if there's an exit? Lara's like, "Well, I don't think so, but if you want to go check." Right after that, the evidence will show that he comes on the radio. Lara, get over here. I need you." That's where he initiates this whole charade of finding a dead body. And we'll get back to that. But it's going to be very important for you to pay attention to what the Border Patrol agents and the police officers who respond, because the evidence is going to hear that the one that makes the call is none other than Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles. The man that sits here today is the one that calls in a subject needing EMS. Send the ambulance. Can we get more information? Send an ambulance. You're going to hear when he calls it in. And you're going to hear and see from the people that come here, the witnesses, that this man was there when they arrived.
Okay, quick question, you guys. One in the chat, if you think he called 911 himself because he had second thoughts and he's like, "Oh my God, maybe I can save them." Or two in the chat, if you think this motherfucker was trying to fucking hide his fucking trail and trying to look like he was innocent and thought he would get away with it by calling 911 himself, so they maybe wouldn't look at him. One, he had second thoughts. Maybe he could save their life. It is one little teeny tiny little brain cell that he has like popped up and said, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Or two in the chat, he did it to hide his own, protect his own ass. Protect his own ass. Sorry. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna keep going. Answer in the chat. Let me see.
Now, how did we get here? And this story, this tragic story, without telling you the beginning, because there is a middle and there's an end. That Grizelda met this guy who told her, who the evidence shows, that his name was Anthony Burgos. That's very important. She knew him as Anthony. She got with him in 2015. You're going to learn that through her friends. She got involved with him in 2015. Boys. They were having this secret relationship where they would see each other. You may even hear during this trial the benefit, and that was their relationship. They would get together to have a good time. But she got pregnant in 2015. She gets pregnant. On July 26th of 2016, July the 26th of 2016, little baby Dominic Alexander Hernandez is born. He's born. The evidence will show that all of the time that this little innocent baby was alive, he was being provided for by Grizelda and her family. Not once, the evidence will show, not once did this man today ever take responsibility for that innocent baby. But what do they say, right? Babies are expensive. Grizelda had dreams. She had hopes. She had goals. You're going to learn that one of her dreams, one of her goals was to become a nurse like her older sister, Angelica. And we're going to bring you Angelica. And Angelica is going to be a very important witness in making the connection between her baby sister and this guy that they know as Anthony. Because their meetings were secret, the family didn't really know much about Anthony. And Grizelda protected him. So much so, first 18 months of Dominic's life, she made herself financially responsible for Dominic. You're going to learn that she wanted to be a nurse, but because of the financial strain that was going on in her life, she needed help. Yeah, through the evidence that she was supporting her daycare through student loans. It goes so far, right? Baby needs daycare. Grizelda needed help. How do you get help in the state of Texas? Child support. And Grizelda did what the right that every young woman has who becomes pregnant when there's a father who does not want to make himself responsible. She has her right to go to the Texas Attorney General and begin the process. You will see the evidence of her trying to say, hey, help me out. Help me out. But no help was coming. So what do? So the chronology is going to show that in 2017, in December, she starts practicing how to tell him, hey, I'm going to have to go to the Attorney General. In January of 2018 is when she says, I need help. I'm thinking about going to child support. Can you help me out? This is when, and the evidence is going to show, and you're going to have to pay close attention to this. This is when the Facebook activity is going to spike up with their communications. Every time she brings up child support, what he does is deflect the subject by using humor, talking about sex, giving her guilt trips. You're going to see this pattern, right? But he's not showing rage. He's not showing anger. You'll see the communications. And it's not how's Dominic. El nene, the baby, or the baby. But he doesn't use Dominic's name. By March the 21st of 2018, by that time he's already been served. When you file a child support action in the state of Texas, one of the first steps is what's called a negotiation conference. A negotiation conference. And that's where the state of Texas will try to bring the father into a meeting to try to work out, hey, this is what the percentage is, this is what you're going to have to pay. By March the 21st, that was already set. You're going to see evidence that that train was moving. That legal proceeding had already started. And then something happens that had never happened before. Something happens. He says, I want to meet Dominic. And I guess through the pressure, something else comes out through these Facebook communications. And there's a prediction. And you're going to see it. A prediction where he tells Grizelda, in a few weeks, I don't think you're going to want to be my friend. Real subtle. In a few weeks, I don't think you're going to want to be my friend. March 24th, I want to see you guys tomorrow. In the morning of March the 25th, this is a very important date, ladies and gentlemen. On March the 25th, approximately at around 9:49 a.m., she gets a text to meet him at Winfield Park, off of Del Mar and Winfield. There's a park as you go into this neighborhood. He selects the area. This is a big day because for the first time in baby Dominic's 18 months alive, he's going to meet his father. The evidence will show that she goes over there, she gets there. Burgos says he's going to be playing basketball and he's there at the park, sends her the instructions. She arrives, she shows baby Dominic, introduces baby Dominic to his father. She has to go back to her vehicle to get some stuff. So she gives the baby over to the father. Something that maybe she shouldn't have done. But she so badly wanted to trust this man. She hands over her innocent child to him. She goes to the truck or the car. When she comes back, baby Dominic is crying. Baby Dominic is in crisis. Something's going on with baby Dominic. She can't figure it out. It's so bad that she cancels the meeting. She takes the baby back and says, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. You're gonna hear evidence from Angelica Hernandez and you're gonna see the communications of saying something happened to Dominic. What? What happened to Dominic? I don't know. I think he got bit by something. They get over to Angelica's house, and the evidence will show that Angelica, being a registered nurse, they strip down the baby, starts to examine the baby, and they find a small wound on his thigh. On his thigh. Think about it. You take your child out to a park in April. It's warm. You're in the outdoors. What happened? It was probably a spider bite. It was probably a spider bite. Even at that moment, ladies and gentlemen, Grizelda, Angelica, still no indication that they were in danger. It'll be very important later on, and the evidence will show that that, in fact, was not a spider bite. You're going to hear evidence and testimony that over the course of the next 15 days, from March the 25th up until April the 9th, and you're going to see evidence that baby Dominic's leg did not heal. It did not heal. It got so bad, ladies and gentlemen, that you're going to see that he was unable to stand. He could not walk. This is an 18-month-old child that was running around like any toddler up until March the 25th. And after March the 25th of 2018, he was dragging himself, crawling around. The mama was worried. She wanted answers. You'll hear from Dr. Rodriguez, one of the physicians, a pediatrician that went to go see him. They took baby Dominic. And what do doctors rely on when it comes to children? First thing they're going to ask you is the history. And you're going to have Dr. Rodriguez come here and he'll talk about the history that was given to him by the mother. It was a day or so after the injury. There were some photos that were taken by Angelica at her house. She had instructed her sister to show them to the doctor. She didn't show them to the doctor. The doctor went based on what he was being told by Mama. Mama was telling him that it was a spider bite. So the evidence and the protocol you're going to see that was followed was that of a spider bite treatment. Antibiotics, other, little anti-inflammatory type things. And you know what? It's always easy to go back and say, man, if we would have known. Because it was a hole. You're going to see it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to show you the pictures. That on his little left eye, he has a prick, a hole. But what caused it? What caused it? And we're going to bring you evidence that is going to be a very plausible source of what caused that injury. I won't say it now, but we'll bring it to you.
Can I wrap it up, Johnny?
I'll finish up with this. If I could have 5 more minutes, 10. That morning of April 9th, she goes. She's going to go meet Anthony. She's going to meet Anthony. She calls her sister Angelica, and she tells her, "Can I borrow your Mercedes?" She says yes. Angelica picks her up. She goes and drops Angelica off. Then they go to Chick-fil-A. They buy one of his favorite meals, a chicken minis, and this is at 8:14 in the morning. After that, the evidence will show that they deliver the food to Angelica at work, and she makes one more stop at Adriana Flores' house. We will bring you Adriana Flores, the last person to see her alive. Now, Adriana would have told her, "Hey, I'll take care of the baby." And she says, "No, I'm going to go see the father at Father McNabb Park. I'm going to go see Anthony." She leaves. She goes. She gets to the park at 9:09 a.m. We're going to show you video of the car driving in, the white Mercedes sedan, as she drives in and out of the different parking spaces. She waits. There's a Snapchat text that she gets. We figure the evidence will show that's her indication to go. She loads her stroller. She loads Dominic, and she starts the 10 to 15 minute walk over to Father McNabb Park. And when she gets there, she's killed. Now we have a double murder on our hands, and the Laredo police are in charge of unraveling this tangled web. And we're going to bring you those witnesses. We're going to bring you family. We're going to bring you friends, Border Patrol and police officers that will give you facts and show you how the evidence shows that this man used his skill, used his training, used deception, and used extreme violence to carry this out. One of the most shocking, and I need to say this, one of the most shocking moments in this case is going to be when they discovered his identity. You're going to hear from Sergeant Gilbert Benavides, one of the officers who identified the vehicle, and they run the license plate. When he runs the license plate, it gives an address to Angelica Hernandez. So he goes to Angelica Hernandez's house, makes contact, and verifies. Angelica Hernandez is terrified. What happened to my sister? Can you tell me what she's doing? Yes. She went to the park to go meet Anthony. She went to the park to go meet Anthony. At this moment, and you're going to hear the live transmissions of Gilbert Benavides on Channel 3, where he says, subject, that's 82, which is dead, went to meet baby daddy or her ex, some guy named Anthony Burgos.
That's what we heard earlier for you guys that have been here from the start. We heard that, remember they were saying he was in the back seat of the vehicle when that came over the radio. So, yeah, crazy.
Every cop that's on scene has a radio or a radio on his waist. That's broadcast. And guess who's standing around there at that time? That man right there. He hears it. He makes his way. The evidence will show he takes a 10-minute walk to go back to Grizelda's car. And then you're going to hear, does anyone have visual on him? You'll hear lead detective, Raimundo Garcia. You'll hear his voice when he says, hey, that's the guy that found the body. That's the guy that found the body. Somebody get visual on him. And then Detective Ray will come and tell you he switches to his cell phone so that it's not broadcast. The killer is right there among the police officers in full uniform. Detective Reyes will come and tell you when they say Anthony Burgos, he sees Burgos and he says, hey, what's your name? And you know what the evidence is going to show? That he says, my name's Ronald. My name's Ronald. Deception. The name he gave Griselda was Anthony. And I'm wrapping it up. Detective Reyes has enough already where he says, give me your full name. Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles. The officers figure out. One of the other officers there, Greg de la Cruz, I believe his name is, hey, get this guy's weapons up against the car. Take off your Sam Brown. Hey, what's going on? They disarm him. You'll hear when at that moment when they ask him, the hand gets close. It's a tense moment. You'll see Detective Rick Reyes, big guy, 2-3 times any of our size. Thank God he was there. And they get Burgos-Aviles and they put him in the unit. Super important. There's a camera in the unit. We will bring you the footage from that camera. And guess what? It has audio. When he gets in there, and you're going to hear him as he sits in the back seat and he's licking and wiping his arms. Teléfono. He says that. Teléfono. Where are the phones? They're in the truck that is at the crime scene under his vest. The very phones that we used to tell us that story. Detective Garcia will bring you all of this evidence. You'll also hear experts. And in the end, Dr. Stern, our Webb County medical examiner, will tell you, in her opinion, that the injury caused to baby Dominic's leg was caused by a needle. Between a 14 to 18 gauge needle. Something was injected into that child. It was too late now because the baby was now dead. There was nothing else that can be done. But Detective Garcia will tell you that in his personal
Okay, whoa. What did he say there? Something was injected into the baby? Okay, let's rewind that because, I missed that. Sorry guys, yeah. I am going to, re-listen to that. Here we go.
a needle. Baby Dominic's leg was caused by a needle. Between a 14 to 18 gauge needle. Something was injected into that child. It was too late now because the baby was now dead.
Wow,
There was
wow,
nothing
oh my
else that
gosh.
could be done. But Detective Garcia will tell you that in his personal truck, in his lunchbox, guess what we found? Syringe and needles. Syringe and needles. In the end, ladies and gentlemen, all of the facts, all of the evidence, all of the circumstantial evidence that you use every single day in your lives will show
Okay, wow. That's crazy. Okay, I think I am going to take a little bit of a break. This live is almost 4 hours listening to that, so I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and I'm going to come back. Let's say, I mean, it's at like 5:30. I'll come back and we can listen to like day 1 and day 2. We can go through that if you guys want to. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Alright, so I will set up another stream for 5:30 and we'll go over some of this. And of course we'll probably talk a little bullshit too. You know? So, alright you guys, I will see you in just a little bit. And we'll continue with this. Okay, alright guys, see you in a bit. Bye.